My child, stop scrolling. This is not a coincidence. This is me. I've interrupted your feed because I need your attention now. This is your sign. This is the moment heaven has been whispering toward, and I'm not speaking through thunder. I'm speaking straight to the storm inside you. I have something urgent to say, something you cannot afford to ignore. I've timed this word to collide with your spirit like a divine appointment, because I know exactly where you are and what you're standing on the edge of. So don't click away. Don't silence me. Watch this until the end, because every second carries strategy, healing, and confirmation you didn't even realize you needed. What you're about to hear isn't just a message, it's a movement in your life. I'm not just answering your questions, I'm unlocking your next chapter. And if you stay, you'll know it was me all along. My beloved child, the stirring you've been feeling, that undeniable pull in your chest, that sudden weight pressing against your awareness, is not your imagination. It is not anxiety. It is me. I have reached into your timeline and placed my hand upon this very second because it carries the scent of holy urgency. I am not commanding your pause to burden you, but to bless you. This is not a suggestion. This is a divine appointment, a sacred interruption from heaven's courts to your spirit's doorstep. I know how many voices have been demanding your attention lately, the worries of your responsibilities, the ache of questions unanswered, the pressing noise of daily demands, but I have caused all of it to quiet in this exact instant so my voice could cut through the confusion. You have not stumbled here by chance. You have not opened this message randomly. There are no coincidences in the choreography of my spirit. You are here because I summoned you, because your name has been echoing in heaven, and because I, the Lord your God, have something to place inside your spirit that cannot wait another breath. This moment has been carved into eternity since before your birth. I saw this second long before your tears ever fell. I scheduled this encounter while others overlooked you, while life pressed hard against your chest and made you question your purpose. I've been waiting for this exact pause in your timeline, not a delay, but a design, because the weight of what I am about to release is too sacred to be delivered in a casual moment. I have summoned you, not out of obligation, but out of love, an overwhelming, protective, fatherly love that refuses to let you keep moving without clarity. You've been sensing something shifting, haven't you? That low thrum beneath your ordinary days, that invisible current brushing against your soul when you sit alone in the quiet. That's me, beloved. That's me making my way toward you with something that cannot be mailed in pieces. It must be handed personally. This is not motivation. This is visitation. And I am here. I'm not in a hurry, but I am urgent. I don't rush, but I do arrive with divine precision. And this, yes, this right now, is your moment of arrival. Pause, lean in, and don't blink with your spirit. I've waited too long to speak this clearly, and you've needed it more than you realized. This is the moment your soul has been sensing without words. That ache in your chest, that flicker of urgency in your spirit. That wasn't coincidence. It was my signal. My beloved child, the tension you have been feeling deep within you, that pull you can't quite explain, has been me whispering through the rhythm of your heartbeat. You have mistaken it for restlessness, for anxiety, for random emotion, but it was the vibration of divinity brushing against your humanity. Every sigh that escaped your lips carried my name within it. Every ache in your chest was not emptiness, it was expansion. I was enlarging the chambers of your heart to hold the weight of what I am about to pour in. You have been walking around with that subtle tremor in your spirit, wondering, why do I feel like something is coming? Why do I sense a shift, though nothing around me has changed? That, my child, was my signal pulsing in the unseen. You see, I do not always speak in thunder. Sometimes I speak in the soft thud of a heartbeat, in the silent language between your tears and your faith. You thought you were simply overwhelmed, but in truth, your soul was responding to the gravitational pull of heaven drawing near. Do you remember those moments when you woke suddenly in the night with no explanation, when the air felt charged and heavy? That was me standing beside your bed. I didn't want to frighten you, so I came quietly, letting my nearness wake you before my words did. Those chills that danced across your skin, that wasn't fear, that was recognition. The spirit within you recognized its source. The ache that tightened your chest when you saw a certain sunrise, or heard a certain song, or felt tears rise for no reason. That was my voice disguised in beauty, disguised in longing, disguised in stillness. You were not losing control. You were being invited to surrender. My signal does not arrive with chaos. It arrives with clarity. And though the feeling has been heavy, I need you to understand that heaviness was holy. Heaven was sitting on you. Angels have hovered near you, their wings brushing against your atmosphere as I whispered, "Prepare, beloved. Something is shifting." I've been sending waves of awareness to wake you, not to frighten you, but to position you for divine movement. You sense something breaking because something is breaking. Barriers, resistance, cycles of confusion, patterns of pain. I have stepped into your story, and my presence is pressing against the walls that have confined you for too long. Listen to me, child. When you felt the pressure, you thought it was punishment. But pressure is proof of proximity. When I come near, the false must fracture. When I breathe, what's brittle must break. I have been signaling your spirit because heaven is aligning timelines. You've wondered why everything felt strange lately, why familiar places no longer feel the same, why conversations lose meaning, why comfort suddenly turns to unease. It's because I'm shifting you into a dimension where the ordinary no longer fits. That inner ache, that unspoken urgency, that low hum of divine anticipation. It's not something to fear. It's confirmation. You are sensing the tremors of transformation before the visible quake. Just as a seed feels the soil press tight before it bursts forth, your spirit has felt the weight before the bloom. Don't despise this restlessness. It's the signal that new glory is stretching to meet you. It's the divine countdown echoing inside your bones. You are on the edge of revelation. And I say to you now, with tenderness and truth, this urgency is not a threat, it's an invitation. Don't silence it with distraction. Don't drown it with routine. Lean into it. Let it draw you closer. When you feel the ache rise again, don't run from it. Recognize it. Whisper back to it, "I hear you, Lord. I'm listening." Because the moment you acknowledge my signal, heaven releases the next instruction. This ache isn't random. It's rhythmic. It's divine Morse code between your heart and mine. You are being awakened, not punished. You are being positioned, not pulled apart. That flicker of urgency, that small, persistent feeling that says something is about to happen, is not false hope. It's the first light of dawn touching your dark horizon. So do not fear the trembling, beloved. Trembling is simply the earth of your soul responding to the footsteps of God drawing near. You've asked me to speak clearly. I am. This is not a vague nudge. This is a holy instruction, the kind that shifts seasons, unlocks strategies, and reroutes destinies. You have prayed for clarity, my child, begged for it in whispers, cried for it in silence, asked me to speak plainly. And now I am. You wanted a sign, a sound, a sentence that would pierce through the noise. Here it is. This message, this exact breath between us is my response. You have not wandered into this moment by mistake. You have stepped into my strategy. Every delay, every detour, every unanswered question was leading you here, to a conversation that cannot be mistaken or misheard. This is not a vague stirring of emotion. It is a decree. Heaven has stamped this word with my seal, and the moment you receive it, things will begin to rearrange themselves around your obedience. You asked for me to speak loud enough to understand. But clarity does not always come in volume. It comes in authority. And I speak now with authority, not to comfort your uncertainty, but to commission your calling. This is not a gentle suggestion from a distant God. This is a holy instruction from the one who holds the blueprint of your life in his hands. You have been in a holding pattern, circling the same thoughts, the same fears, the same disappointments. You've prayed, Lord, just show me what to do, while secretly bracing yourself for silence. But I am not silent, beloved. I have been waiting for your readiness to hear without resistance. This is that readiness. You are not crazy for wanting something more. You are not wrong for desiring direction. I planted that longing within you to guide you back to my voice. And now that you are here, humbled, hungry, open, I can finally release the kind of instruction that shifts seasons. My words are not empty comfort. They are construction commands. When I speak, mountains move. When I speak, minds are renewed. When I speak, destinies reroute. And I am speaking now, directly to you, because I refuse to let you live another day bound by confusion. You have carried too much uncertainty for too long. So I cut through the cloud of indecision and declare this plainly. It is time to move forward. You will no longer circle deserts of doubt when I've prepared rivers of destiny ahead. You keep waiting for confirmation, but this is confirmation. You keep waiting for permission, but this is permission. I am unlocking the gates you've been staring at for years. Not because you figured it out, but because you finally surrendered trying to. Every divine instruction carries the power to fulfill itself, and this one is no different. As you obey, you will see doors open with precision. You will find favor where there was once resistance. You will feel peace where there was once pressure. That's how you will know my hand is upon it. You have spent enough time wondering whether you're hearing me right. Stop wondering. Start walking. My spirit will course correct you as you move. I'm not giving you a map. I'm giving you momentum. Follow the peace that flows through obedience. It will lead you exactly where you need to be. Do not mistake my urgency for anger, nor my instruction for burden. What I'm releasing into your life now is not a warning. It's a way. This is how destinies pivot. This is how stories shift from wondering to wonder. I am handing you divine blueprints, but they will only activate when you act. You've waited long enough. You've cried long enough. You've analyzed, doubted, delayed long enough. Now rise. Move. Respond. I have gone before you to prepare provision in the places you fear will fail. You do not need to see the entire road. You only need to step into the light I've placed at your feet. For every step you take, I'll unveil another. That's how faith works. It's a journey written one heartbeat at a time. This is not a vague message. This is an order, tender but clear. Respond to what I've placed before you. Walk in it. Trust it. For your obedience today will birth the miracles you've prayed for tomorrow. Every moment you felt disoriented was not proof of absence. It was me preparing you to hear me in a frequency only desperation could tune into. My precious child, let me peel back the veil and reveal something you've been misinterpreting for too long. Those confusing days, those blurred nights, those moments when your prayers seemed to fall flat and silence echoed louder than my name. None of it was me turning away. Not once did I abandon my place beside you. Not once did I withhold my nearness. But I did allow your senses to feel the silence, not to punish but to position. I allowed disorientation not to crush your clarity, but to deepen your discernment. Because, child, there is a frequency of my voice that only desperation can unlock. It is not the tone you hear on mountaintops of comfort, nor in rooms filled with applause and easy answers. It is the sacred, subtle hum of my whisper that can only be recognized when your soul is stripped bare and your heart is uncloaked from the distractions that once made you deaf to my depth. You didn't realize it at the time, but every disoriented moment was a divine rearrangement. The confusion you hated was the soil in which I buried understanding that had to grow quietly. When the lights of understanding flickered out, I was igniting a fire that could never be put up by logic. You looked for me in the places you were familiar with, but I was calling you into unfamiliar territory, where your ears would have to learn a new language of trust. When you didn't know what to feel, what to pray, or where to go, that was the birthing chamber of intimacy. I didn't speak in the way you expected because I was fine-tuning your spirit to pick up the vibrations of heaven, not just the vocabulary of religion. And child, that ache, that loneliness, that unsettling that you kept brushing off, it was me, wooing you deeper. Sometimes I have to remove the training wheels of predictability so you'll learn how to walk by spirit, not by sight. And now, here's what I need you to truly grasp. You didn't fail during the disorientation. You didn't miss it. You didn't mess up. You made it. You made it through the storm of silence and emerged with ears sharper than steel and a spirit more sensitive than gold. You survived the in-between, the long hallway where the doors stayed shut and the signs were scarce. And because you endured it, I can now speak to you in dimensions others are too distracted to hear. You don't hear me the same anymore, do you? Because you've been tuned. Tuned by trauma, shaped by surrender, forged by faith that held on in the fog. My words are now more than sentences to you. They're sustenance. You eat them. You weep over them. You lean into them with desperation. That is a holy transformation, child. That is what I meant all along. So do not curse the season that made you desperate. It was not a detour. It was divine design. I wanted to teach you how to hear me in the wind, how to sense me in the quiet, how to recognize me in the middle of nothingness. You thought I was being silent, but I was building a sanctuary within you where my whisper could dwell undisturbed. That inner trembling, that divine discontent, it was not failure. It was formation. And now you're here, finally able to hear me in frequencies others don't even know exist. You see now why I allowed the fog. Because you were never meant to walk by formulas. You were destined to walk by fire, the fire of my voice, alive and burning in the chambers of your heart. And now that you've been tuned by desperation, I can sing to you with secrets I only revealed to those who stayed when the music stopped. Welcome to the frequency of fire. Welcome to the realm of revelation. You've waited in silence. But now silence is ending. The sound you feel vibrating in your heart right now, it's my voice, cutting through the fog of fear and fatigue. Child, breathe this in deeply. The silence is breaking. Yes, that hum inside your spirit. That soft but strong vibration pulsing through your chest even now, that is not emotion. That is me. It is the thunder of my whisper, the echo of my arrival, the movement of my mouth speaking in divine timing. You sat in silence for so long that you began to think it was permanent. But I tell you now, the silence was never a period. It was a pause, a sacred pause, held in the hand of your Savior, so that the next sound you heard would not be filtered through fear, but filled with faith. That pounding you feel right now, it's the resonance of heaven thundering into your timeline. I'm not speaking in riddles today. I'm cutting straight through the fog that has wrapped itself around your clarity, your confidence, and your calling. The silence is over, beloved. The sound is here. You see, I was never absent in the quiet. I was just letting your ears hunger for the weight of my word again. I watched as you prayed with trembling lips, waiting for a sign, for a sentence, for some reassurance that I still heard you. And now, not only do I hear, I speak. Not through shadows, but with sharpness. Not in code, but in clarity. I'm declaring over you now, enough of the fog. Enough of fatigue. Enough of waiting on something vague. I am speaking, and what I say cannot be mistaken. I am bringing definition to the blurry places. I am releasing direction where confusion built campfires. My voice is not just landing in your ears. It is rewiring your atmosphere. Where fear stood like a foghorn, now my word will thunder like a trumpet. Where fatigue felt like cement in your bones, now my voice will move you like wind against wings. This is not just a comforting sound. It is a creative one. I do not speak to soothe only. I speak to shape. And when I release my word, things shift. Mountains melt. Chains crumble. Seas split. Don't you feel it? That slight tremble inside your chest, that rising heat in your spirit, that is not adrenaline. It is activation. You are being activated by the weight of my presence, which is now breaking out of the veil of silence. That vibration is the voice of victory, shaking off the residue of every word the enemy ever spoke over you. I am replacing the static of fear with the sound of strategy. You've been trying to figure things out, but I'm not giving you another plan. I'm giving you my voice, and when you follow it, plans will follow you. Let me say this one more time so your soul receives it without distortion. The silence was never rejection. It was preparation for this very sound. My voice is not entering your life softly now. It's not whispering through windows anymore. It's entering like a roar, not to intimidate, but to invigorate. This roar will rattle open doors. This roar will waken dreams. This roar will realign your inner compass to the coordinates of heaven. So rise, my child. Shake off the silence that tried to define you. That season is gone. My sound is here. And the vibration you feel is not just an announcement. It is the arrival. You are not just hearing the shift. You are becoming it. The silence ends now. This urgency isn't fear. It's divine timing pressing into your atmosphere. Heaven has declared its time, and what's coming cannot be postponed. Beloved, let me pull back the curtain of eternity and show you what is truly happening around you, not what your emotions suggest, not what circumstances scream, but what I, the Lord your God, have declared. The urgency you feel right now is not a warning of danger. It is the pulse of destiny pressing into your atmosphere. This isn't fear. This is divine timing. This is my eternal calendar making contact with your current moment. I've hovered over your timeline, waiting for the precise second when heaven's command would intersect with your willingness. And child, this is it. The very breath you're taking now carries the fragrance of divine fulfillment. Not another delay. Not another deferral. Not another someday. Heaven has declared its now. And when heaven speaks now, all creation bows. What I have spoken cannot be postponed, and what I have aligned cannot be undone. I need you to understand what urgency in my kingdom truly means. It is not the panic of a world in chaos. It is the precise, prophetic push of promise arriving on time. It is the sound of angels being dispatched without hesitation. It is the invisible winds of purpose shifting everything into position. And you, beloved, are in the eye of that divine storm, not to be destroyed, but to be delivered. Every whisper you feel pressing on your chest, every spark of expectation that won't go away, every sudden stirring that wakes you in the night, all of it is me. Not urging you in fear, but in fulfillment. Urging you because now is sacred. Now is specific. Now is sealed. You've cried for me to do it soon, and I have whispered back, I am doing it now. What's coming is already moving. And the reason I'm stirring you is not because it's about to begin, but because it already has. Do not confuse delay with disqualification. The enemy has tried to convince you that you missed it, that somehow your mistakes, your hesitations, your wandering disqualified you from what I promised. But child, I do not operate by human error. I operate by divine orchestration. I plan for your delays. I wove redemption into your detours. I folded grace into every gap. You cannot undo what I have ordained. The moment I said now in heaven, everything shifted, including the atmosphere around you. What once resisted you will now recognize you. What once delayed you will now deliver you. What once silenced you will now amplify you. It's what divine urgency does. It breaks through time. It bends history. It bypasses protocol and says, this child is ready. This moment is ripe. This destiny is due. So don't hesitate. Don't wait for another confirmation. Don't beg me for another sign. You're standing in the middle of the sign. The wind you feel is me. The quickening in your soul is me. The divine discomfort that won't let you settle anymore, that is me. I'm not just inviting you into purpose. I'm pressing it into your path. I'm saturating your seconds with sacred significance. The pages of your life are turning without your hand, because I am the author, and I have declared its time. Not tomorrow, not eventually. Now. So rise, child. Step forward. Speak boldly. Walk freely. Respond fully. Because the urgency you feel is heaven's alarm, and what it's announcing is not disaster, but destiny. Your now has come, and nothing can stop it. You weren't drawn here by chance. Your spirit recognized my movement before your mind caught up. You felt it, that sacred pull, and you responded. Oh beloved, do you think this moment is ordinary? That you somehow stumbled upon these words by coincidence? And oh child, this isn't chance. This isn't happenstance. This is holy design. This is the fulfillment of a divine appointment written into your spirit long before you were ever formed in the womb. You didn't find this message found you. Because I called for you, and your spirit answered. Even when your thoughts were clouded. Even when your faith fell thin. Even when your confidence faltered. Your spirit still stood at attention. You were drawn here not by curiosity, but by calling. Your soul recognized the sound of my movement before your logic had time to understand it. The tug in your gut, that ache behind your ribs, that strange hope that bloomed even in your doubt. It was all me. It was the magnet of my presence pulling you back to center, back to purpose, back to me. You've wondered, why do I feel so connected to this word? Why does it feel like it's speaking directly to me? Because it is. I wrote this moment into your DNA. I carved it into the corridors of your life's timeline. I synchronized your scroll with my voice, and when the time came, your spirit responded before your mind could object. And even when you hesitated, I did. Even when you doubted, I pursued. Even when you questioned if it was really me, I drew you closer because I've never been afraid of your confusion. I've always been committed to your calling. And even now, I am proving to you that what your spirit responds to, I will always honor with revelation. You might have questioned how you ended up here, but heaven never questioned it. Your arrival was announced. Your presence was prepared for. Angels were already gathered before your eyes found these words. And now that you are here, I want you to know, I am, too. Let me speak something deeper into you. Your ability to recognize me, even in your weariness, even in your brokenness, even in your not enoughness. That is not weakness. That is worship. That is trust beyond emotion. That is the seed of a remnant heart. A heart that remembers me even when I feel far. A heart that responds even when it doesn't understand. That sacred pull you felt, that invisible string tugging on your soul until you couldn't ignore it any longer. That was me singing over you, drawing you into alignment, drawing you into awakening. I didn't just send a message. I sent me. I showed up in the breath between your questions and your craving for more. And your soul, even in silence, said yes. You answered. You leaned in. You read these words because something inside of you screamed, this is it. This is God. This is now. And you were right. So let this moment be your confirmation. Let it be your clarity. Let it be your personal burning book. You're not here to be comforted. You're here to be commissioned. You're not here to be entertained. You're here to be ignited. You were drawn here because I've marked this moment as a mirror to your destiny. You are not far off. You are not lost. You are right on time. This is your spiritual GPS recalculating, not from failure, but from favor. Your yes, even if whispered, has triggered a wave of movement in heaven. And what comes next will not be small. So stay near. Stay awake. Stay expectant. You felt me move, and you responded. And now, child, you will see what only the responsive can receive. I am with you, not in theory, but in truth. Not in mystery, but in manifestation. I've dispatched an angel already, not to announce something vague, but to deliver something personal, something with your name etched in eternal ink. My beloved, you must understand something sacred. This isn't a general message sent into the wind, hoping to find a listener. This is personal, precision-packed, custom-designed. I didn't send a vague blessing into your direction. I dispatched an angel, not just from my throne, but from the very heart of your destiny. This angel was not assigned today. This angel hath been in position for years, waiting, watching, protecting, moving according to my unshakable calendar. And now, the release has come. Now, the assignment has activated. This isn't a distant heavenly being fluttering by with passive comfort. This is a commissioned warrior carrying a divine delivery. This is holy mail marked with your fingerprints. And child, it bears your name, etched not in temporary ink but in eternal script. Flames that do not fade. Not John's name. Not Sarah's. Not the ones you compare yourself to. Yours. This angel has not come with second-hand leftovers. No recycled revelation. No diluted promise. This angel carries manifestation, not the kind you hoped might one day trickle down to you, but the kind I carved from my will before you even had language to pray for it. The delay you felt, it wasn't denial. It was me holding back this package until your hands were strong enough to carry it and your spirit mature enough not to drop it. I had to prepare your heart to receive what others could not be trusted to even see. This is not a reward for perfection, but a release for endurance. You've held on when others walked away. You've believed when logic told you to quit. You've carried hope like a fragile blast through seasons of storm. And now, my child, heaven responds. Not with theory, but with action. The angel has moved. The assignment has descended. The atmosphere has already shifted. Do not expect loud trumpets or obvious signs. That's not always how I move. The angel I've sent doesn't arrive in chaos but in clarity. While the world scrolls past the sacred, you stood still, and now you'll see what stillness unlocks. This angel isn't visiting. This angel is on assignment. To break through barriers, to clear the debris of past disappointment, to silence voices that said you missed your chance. And with this angel comes holy precision. You will begin to feel doors respond to your presence differently. You'll walk into rooms and sense things realign. Not because of who you know, but because of who sent you. And child, I sent you. I marked you. I carved your name into this move long before you knew what to pray for. Don't dismiss the little confirmations. Don't explain away the subtle changes. The supernatural doesn't always arrive with volume. Sometimes it enters through vibration, and that's what's happening now. So lean in. Live aware. Stay close. Don't run ahead. Don't lag behind. The delivery has already begun. What was once impossible is now inevitable. The angel I sent does not miss its target. And you, beloved, are not just a receiver. You are the reason. The reason I slowed timelines. The reason I blocked lesser opportunities. The reason I withheld lesser blessings. Because I wasn't preparing to give you what was common. I was preparing to deliver what was custom. Your name, yes, your name has echoed through heaven's hallways. And now it has arrived in your hands. Open wide, beloved. Open your heart without hesitation. What I've sent cannot be stolen, delayed, eluded, or denied. It's already moving toward you with urgency, with accuracy, with anointing. Because you are not forgotten. You are foreknown. And the angel on assignment knows exactly where to go, straight to you. Don't confuse delay with denial. What felt held back was actually me holding it safe until your maturity could hold its weight. Precious child, come close and listen carefully. I know the ache of waiting has worn down your strength like sandpaper on skin. I've watched you question the silence, question the delay, question yourself. But hear me now with clarity you can carry. The waiting wasn't me withholding love. It was me safeguarding what love had promised. You thought you were being denied, but you were being developed. What you thought was me saying no was me saying not yet, because what I have for you is too heavy to be handled by unhealed hands. I never said never. I simply said not now. And in that not now, I was crafting a better how. A divine how. A holy how. One that would make sense only after your roots were deep enough to hold the branches of blessing without breaking. You see, child, I don't give diamonds to toddlers. I don't hand over promises when you're still grieving over plans I asked you to surrender. I had to grow your inner life to match the size of the outer assignment. That delay wasn't punishment, it was preservation. That delay wasn't apathy, it was alignment. I was not denying you breakthrough. I was preparing breakthrough to meet the version of you that could sustain it. If I had handed it to you sooner, it would have cracked under the pressure. It would have ruined the very soil I had spent years nurturing. You are more important to me than any timeline. You, not the clock, are my priority. That's why I held it back, not to harm you, but to protect the holy inside of you. To guard the gift until it could land on a heart strong enough to carry it and not idolize it. until the applause wouldn't distract you and the results wouldn't define you, until the fire refined but didn't burn. And look at you now. Look at the strength forged in your silence, a clarity carved from confusion, a tenderness born from suffering. You think you've been waiting, but heaven hath been watching, recording every silent yes, every tear-soaked prayer, every time you forgave, endured, trusted, obeyed with nothing but hope in hand. The delay wasn't a pause. It was a preparation portal. And now, you are no longer the same. You've outgrown the lies. You've survived the stretching. You've come into a sacred weight that wasn't yours last year. And now, finally, the weight of the blessing matches the strength of your frame. The heavens are no longer holding it back. The moment has matured. The prophecy has ripened. You are not who you were. You are ready. So do not curse the delay. Bless it. It did not come to bury you. It came to build you. What you thought with me being late was actually me being intentional. There is no delay in my kingdom that is void of purpose. Every second had been shaped with sovereignty. And now, as I place the long-awaited promise into your hands, you'll feel the difference. This won't be light and fleeting. It will be weighty and lasting. Because now, your soul can carry what your heart once only dreamed about. You won't lose it this time. You won't misplace it. You won't idolize it. You will steward it. And the reason is simple. The delay shaped you into someone who could receive the promise with reverence, not just relief. That's why the waiting felt endless, because what I was building was eternal. And now, child, it's ready. And so are you. I didn't miss your prayer. I matched it with my pace. And now the pace of heaven is accelerating on your behalf. Beloved, breathe slowly for a moment and hear me, because I know how long you've questioned whether I heard you at all. The prayers you whispered through trembling lips, the petitions you muttered with your last ounce of hope, the sighs you gave when you had no words left, I caught them all. Not a syllable slipped past me. Not one tear rolled down your cheek unnoticed. But what you called delay, I called alignment. What you labeled silence, I labeled preparation. You thought I missed your moment, but I was measuring it, measuring not by your need for speed, but by the weight of eternal strategy. Because I don't operate on earthly urgency. I operate on sovereign precision. And though it felt slow to your heart, it was swift in my purpose. My pace was never to punish you. It was to protect what I was preparing for you. You know what I've been doing behind the scenes. While you were worrying whether I was still listening, I was orchestrating movement in places your feet haven't touched yet. I've been turning hearts that didn't even know your name yet, positioning people, lining environments, stirring conversations you weren't part of so that everything would be ready when I said go. Because when I move, I don't move in fragments. I move in fullness. And now, child, heaven's pace has changed. The rhythm has shifted. The tempo of your timeline has picked up. You're not stuck. You're being swept into acceleration. What once moved slowly, like molasses through winter, will now flow like floodwaters after the storm breaks. What once stalled will now surge. What once crawled will now catch up to the promise that's been waiting for you on the other side of obedience. But understand this, I am not just speeding up events. I'm speeding up restoration. There are years you thought were wasted, opportunities you mourn as missed, chapters you assumed were closed. But I, the God of redemption, am not bound by clocks and calendars. What would have taken a decade in your strength, I will now do in days through my Spirit. This is not empty hope. This is acceleration by activation. Because you've obeyed me in the quiet, I am now amplifying you in the open. Because you trusted me without evidence, I'm releasing evidence so undeniable it will silence every voice of doubt, even your own. This acceleration is not a rush. It is a reward. It is a response to your resilience. The days you wanted to give up and didn't, I counted them. The nights you fell asleep praying, I recorded them. And now the pace of heaven matches the posture of your heart. So don't resist the movement. Flow with it. Let me move you. You won't need to force this. You'll feel it. The breeze of grace brushing past you. The doors swinging open. The yeses arriving faster than you can explain. You won't have time to overthink. You won't need to figure it all out. Just stay close. Stay listening. My pace is quickening, not to overwhelm, but to overtake what tried to outrun your purpose. I am redeeming the time, redeeming the tears, redeeming the territory. Your season has shifted. The winds of delay have died down, and what's approaching is not chaos. It's the culmination. This is the pace of fulfillment. Walk in it. Run if I ask you to. Rest when I whisper. But don't doubt. The prayer you thought was hanging in the heavens has landed, and the pace of heaven has now accelerated for you. And now, child, as I've confirmed this message was for you, I invite you to take part in making this word travel further into hearts still waiting for their sign. I've stirred your spirit not just to receive, but to release. This word is seed, and through your giving, it becomes a harvest for others. I am calling my people to sow into ground that is drenched in my glory, to pour oil into the vessels that carry my voice to the nations. My word says, give, and it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. When you support this mission, through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, you're not tipping a video, you're touching eternity. I will bless it. I will multiply it. I will protect what you release in my name. So act now. Don't delay. Sow into this word and help me send it to the one who's still waiting for their sign. Doors are trembling. Assignments are activating. Strategies are unfolding. But none of it can move forward until you respond. Child, pause. Truly pause, and let me show you what is happening beyond the veil of your senses. There are doors, ancient, heavy, heaven-etched doors, that are trembling on their hinges because they are waiting for your yes. I have positioned miracles behind them. Strategies, relationships, provision, solutions, all hovering, all poised, all lined like arrows in a drawn bow. But the release won't come through force. It won't come through begging. It will come through response. Do you feel it? That stir, that press, that undeniable urgency in your spirit that keeps whispering, now is the time. That's not pressure. That's propulsion. I've already begun the movement in heaven. The plans are unfolding. The assignments are being unpacked. But earth must agree with heaven, and that agreement begins with you. You've asked me to open doors, but I need your full agreement before I swing them wide. Not partial obedience, not hesitant faith, not a maybe masked as a prayer. I need your yes, the kind that burns bridges to fear and builds altars of surrender. The kind of yes that doesn't negotiate with comfort. You want to see what I've prepared, and meet me in movement. You don't have to know every detail. I'm not asking for comprehension. I'm asking for cooperation. Because what I'm doing next won't follow your plans. It will exceed them. But only if you release control. Only if you lean into me with trust that trembles but still says yes. The doors are already shaking. The blueprints are already breathing. The angels are already moving. And yet they wait for you. You've underestimated your role in this, haven't you? You thought you were just the receiver, the bystander. But no, you're the catalyst. I designed this breakthrough to require your response because I wanted you in it, not just around it. This is not a passive miracle. This is an active awakening. I'm not just placing something in your lap. I'm inviting you into the labor. Not toil, not striving, partnership. Because the miracles I'm birthing require your yes like soil requires seed. You bring surrender. I bring strategy. You bring obedience. I bring overflow. But you must respond. Not later. Not once you have more clarity. Not once the risk feels smaller. Now, faith isn't waiting for the fear to disappear. Faith is deciding the fear doesn't get the final word. And if you respond now, if you take the step, what's trembling in the unseen will manifest in the undeniable. So here is my invitation. Respond with everything. Don't hold back your hope. Don't mute your hunger. Don't downplay the urgency. This is not a time to overthink. It's a time to override. Override your fear. Override the what-ifs. Override the delay in your own decision. The strategy has already been set in motion. But I will not bulldoze your will. I am a king who honors covenant. And I have chosen to tether this next move to your response. Not to control you, but to crown you as co-heir, as co-laborer, as one who carries my authority in the earth. Your yes is not small. It is seismic. It shakes locks off doors and releases weighty wonders into the world. Respond, child. Even if your voice shakes, even if your feet tremble. Just say yes. Because when you do, all of heaven moves with you, and nothing stays the same again. You've whispered in weariness, "Is it time?" And now I answer, with thunder in my tone, "Yes, it is time." And not just any time, your appointed hour. You've asked me in the quiet places, when no one was listening, when the weight of waiting felt like it would crush your chest. Is it time, Lord? Is it time for the breakthrough? Is it time for the healing? Is it time for the shift I've been crying out for? And while I sat with you in the ache, while I held you in the hush, I was also writing a yes in the background of your timeline, a yes soaked in glory, a yes anchored in eternity, a yes that wasn't rushed by emotion but was released by orchestration. And now, I rise with thunder in my tone, shaking the stillness and silencing the lies. Yes, it is time. Not a moment too soon. Not a second too late. It is time. But hear me. This is not just any time. This is not a seasonal moment. This is not a casual shift. This is your appointed hour. The hour I marked before you were born. The hour your ancestors prayed into, unaware they were sowing seeds for a harvest you would one day carry. The hour that required preparation in dimensions you couldn't see, even while you waited, wondering if I had forgotten. I didn't forget. I forged you. I forged this moment in the furnace of your tears. I built it with the bricks of your obedience, layered it with the cement of your surrender. I waited until the wind of readiness hit the sails of your soul, and now that it has, child, I'm blowing with full force. Not with hesitation, not with limitation, but with the holy thunder of completion. The time has come. This hour will not resemble anything you've known. It will not echo the old seasons where hope was postponed and doors were elusive. No, this time, this appointed hour, will be marked by rapid movement, holy clarity, and the fire of fulfillment. The things that seemed locked for years will now swing open like gates responding to their king. The words you've spoken in the dark, every whispered Lord, one, are now being answered in the light. You'll begin to see confirmations stack like waves, sudden connections, divine interruptions, prophetic repetitions. Don't call it random. It's reverent. Don't call it coincidence. It's calculating. It's the sound of heaven moving in harmony with your history. The hour you've waited for has already begun to unfold. The only thing left is for you to step into it, boldly, bravely, with eyes wide open and heart fully surrendered. So do not approach this hour casually. Approach it like someone who understands the gravity of God's timing. Wake up your senses. Sharpen your spirit. Listen closely, because appointments with eternity are not rescheduled. And this one, yours, it has arrived. My yes is not shaky. My yes is not delayed. My yes is thundering through the halls of your hesitation, shattering every lie that told you to lower your expectations. It is time, child, not just of a breakthrough but of a birthing, not just for answers but for anointing. You are standing in the yes of God, and that yes is a roar that will never be revoked. Let the appointed hour awaken you. Let it transform you. Let it propel you, because the time is not just near. It is now. I'm not asking you to perform. I'm inviting you to align. Because what I'm releasing doesn't require effort. It requires surrender. Child, come closer. Let me settle this once and for all. I am not looking for your performance. I'm not measuring you by your hustle, your perfection, or your achievements. I don't want your polished prayers or your choreographed worship. I want your heart real, raw, yielded. I want your honesty, not your image. I want your surrender, not your success. Because what I'm about to release over your life, what I'm already stirring in the deep, is not something that can be earned. It's something that can only be received. And the doorway to receiving it is alignment. I am inviting you not to impress me, but to align with me. Not to work harder, but to walk closer. You've spent years thinking that if you just got everything right, then the blessing would flow. That if you fixed all your flaws, quieted all your fears, and cleaned up every corner of your life, I'd finally move. But child, I move at the speed of surrender, not perfection. I am not interested in the version of you that tries to hold it all together. I'm drawn to the version of you that falls apart in my arms and whispers, I can't do this without you. That's the heart I fill. It's the posture I favor. You see, what I'm releasing next isn't a reward for performance. It's a gift for positioning. It's the oil that flows when the vessel is empty and open. It's the strategy that arrives when striving stops and surrender starts. You don't need to do more. You need to yield more. There are blessings already assigned to your name that have been waiting, not for your improvement, but for your alignment. Blessings that are stored up, trembling with anticipation, waiting for the moment your heart says, "Yes, Lord." Not my way, yours. Because when you align with me, you begin to move in harmony with the rhythm of heaven. You stop running ahead or lagging behind. You stop exhausting yourself in the name of obedience when all I ever asked for was intimacy. And child, alignment is not about speed, it's about flow. And in the flow, you'll find me. You'll find rest. You'll find peace that silences pressure and clarity that quiets confusion. You'll move in sync with divine orchestration, where things come together without being forced, and answers arrive without anxiety. So here is my invitation. Lay down the pressure to perform. Drop the weight of trying to deserve what I already decided to give. Let me lead. Let me guide. Let me carry the part you've been trying to hold on your own. You don't have to be everything, just be mine. You don't have to fix everything, just follow me. This next move of God will not be built on effort. It will be built on alignment. And when you surrender fully, you'll be shocked at how swiftly things shift. What felt heavy will feel holy. What once felt forced will now flow freely. This is the grace of alignment, and I'm inviting you to step into it with nothing but your yes. No masks, no performance, just you. And that's more than enough. The weight you've carried wasn't a curse. It was capacity building. And now the weight of glory is prepared to descend. Beloved child, listen with your whole soul. The burden you've borne, the heaviness in your shoulders, the sleepless nights, the whispered prayers you thought were lost in the dark. That weight was never meant to crush you. It was meant to cultivate you. I did not lay upon you a curse, but a capacity builder. Every tear, every tremble, every moment you said I cannot while still holding on, those were not failures. They were my forging fires. I carried you through the furnace so that you might emerge not just unburned but refined. You looked at the weight as a mark of defeat, but I saw it as a mark of preparation. I allowed the pressure so the pressure wouldn't allow you to stay small when I was ready to make you large. I let you carry more than you thought you could so that you would soon carry what you really couldn't imagine. Now, the moment is here. The atmosphere has shifted. The training wheels have come off. What was once heavy will now be holy. What you viewed as your flaw and I viewed as your foundation. The ache in your rib cage, the ache in your spirit, was not a sign I was absent. It was the sign that I was assembling you. I was deepening your soul so you could hold a deeper purpose. And now I declare, the weight of glory is about to descend. I'm not talking about fleeting fame or temporary success. I'm talking about the glory that inhabits souls, the weight that cannot be measured by achievements, the gold that only God deposits in a vessel that has been emptied of pride, of self-reliance, of fear. You've been hollowed out so I could fill you up. You've been emptied so I could overflow you. You've been in the shadow of waiting so you could soon stand under the light of what you've prayed for. The shift won't feel small. It will feel seismic. The weight you're about to carry will stretch your heart, not to break it, but to bless it. You'll no longer carry just for yourself. You'll carry for what I'm birthing through you. The capacity I built is not for accumulation, but for activation. Not to hold you back, but to launch you forward. So do not shrink in fear of the weight. Instead, stand in readiness. I'm repositioning you. I'm relocating you. I'm releasing you into a realm where loads become leaps, burdens become breakthroughs, and heaviness becomes harvest. You will not carry alone any longer. I am with you. The glory I release will envelop you, empower you, elevate you, because you have already carried the weight. Now you will wear the crown. The weight of glory is prepared, the time is aligned, the promise is real. Receive it with an open heart, faithful child. Receive it. Don't miss this thinking it's another encouraging message. This isn't comfort. This is command. And your obedience is the unlocking key. Child, draw near and feel the tone of my voice. I am not speaking gentle platitudes today. I am not offering another comforting word to soothe the surface of your fear. And no, this is not merely comfort. This is command. This is my voice speaking not as a distant echo, but as the one who holds your tomorrow in my hands. The truth you feel quivering inside you, the urgency, the tremor, the sacred weight, it's not for decoration. It's directive. You may hear words like this and think, oh, this is just an encouraging message, something warm to sit with for a moment before you return to your routine. But beloved, I didn't come to give you a moment. I came to give you a movement. And you must not miss this because you mistake a summons for a suggestion. Hear me clearly. Your obedience is not optional. It is the unlocking key. I don't ask you to move based solely on emotion or circumstance. I ask you to move because I said move. When I decree, atmosphere responds. When I command, mountains collapse. When I speak, the unseen shifts. And today you are hearing my decree. You are being called not just to receive but to respond. Your passive acceptance of my word will not suffice. What I release must be matched by your reaction. Don't misunderstand. You are loved. You are chosen. But you are also commissioned. And commission always requires motion. I am opening doors just ahead of you, but you must step through them. I am sending light just in your path, but you must walk into it. This is not a message to sit on. It is a mandate to spring into. You have drifted in times past, thinking good words were enough. But today I shift the paradigms. When bless will bless what? You see the word. I sharpened it. I spoke it. I pressed it in. Now the will, your will, must align. And then the walk, your steps, must follow. I'm not asking for your perfection. I'm calling for your response. The momentary hesitation you feel. That is the tipping point. It's not just whether you feel ready. It's whether you decide yes. Because I don't wait for you to feel fearless. I wait for you to choose faith. The difference between those who hear and those who enter in is simple. They obey. They move. They do not debate. They do not delay. They act. And in that action, my command becomes your blessing. So hear my tone, beloved. Let your heart move with my heart. Let your legs stand ready for my legs' movement. Let your soul wake up to the posture of response. This call is not for later. It's now. And I'm calling you, not as one distant, but as one intimately present. Stand up, walk forward, say yes, shift your atmosphere. Because I have spoken. I have commanded. I have waited. And now, child, your obedience will ring in the heavens and echo in the earth. Do not miss this. Respond. The distractions were designed to deter you. But I'm breaking the cycle right now with a divine interruption. My child, sit still with me for a moment. I know how many times you have been pulled away. By the urgent, by the loud, by the endless clamor of life's little emergencies. The distractions have piled up around you like walls, isolating the promise, cushioning the call, delaying the destiny. You thought perhaps the detour was part of the plan. But I say to you now, no. The distractions were not neutral. They were designed to deter you. They were the enemy's attempt to blur the signposts, to drain your focus, to make you forget the face of your Father. But I am stepping into that terrain, into the fog of the side roads, into the business of your obligations, and I am breaking that cycle with a divine interruption. Hear my voice. I am not letting the interruptions of the past continue to hijack your future. I am not going to allow the enemy to label your season of preparation as idle, to frame your waiting as wasted time. In your heart you felt the pull, the quiet ache, the unshakable sense that there's more, that there's something behind the noise. That was me. I have been watching. I have been moving. And now I am interrupting the pattern. The pattern of distraction that has whispered, "Not now," will now be confronted by the pattern of destiny whispering, "Now." Your life will no longer orbit the secondary. It will be anchored to the primary. You will no longer move sideways in the maze of what ifs. You will step forward into the open corridor of what is. I've seen the moments you lost the thread. I saw you sit at your desk, think through the next move, scroll through social comparisons, argue with your own ambition, then cancel your own steps because not quite ready. I observed you pick up your phone instead of picking up your purpose. I watched the calendar fill up with every good thing, yet the one thing remained unscheduled. Your moment with me. My love for you does not tolerate such drift. I am not content with you being busy. I am longing for you to be present. I am not satisfied with your shifting priorities. I am calling you to align with your assignment. So here is the interruption. I am clearing the clutter from around you. The hours wasted, the thoughts diverted, the energies misinvested, and I am creating a straight corridor for your destiny to run through. I am blowing away the debris of distraction so you can walk unencumbered into the next chapter. And now the ripple will begin. Because when I interrupt one pattern, I send a wave of correction into the entire atmosphere surrounding you. The invitations you missed will come back, sharpened and timed. The doors you assumed closed will unlatch. The relationships you thought irrelevant will realign. The tasks you postponed will become strategic triggers. Every facet of your life that has been dulled by delay and diluted by deviation is waking up. The divine interruption is ringing like an alarm inside your spirit. Wake up. Step in. Receive what has been held in my hand for you. I will not let you drift any longer. I will bring you back to the center, to the clarity you lost, to the calling you compromised for comfort. So stand up. Respond. Because the moment isn't bringing a courtesy, it's delivering correction. The detour is being canceled. The distraction is being disarmed. Your path is being prepared. This divine interruption marks the turning point. The cycle ends, and the new season begins. What you've been calling stillness was actually the still before the storm, and I am the storm of breakthrough now arriving. Okay, beloved child, lean into this. The silence you've endured, the hiatus you've tolerated, the pause you've agonized over. That wasn't simply an activity. That wasn't me ignoring you. That was the still before the storm. I allowed space to form around you so that when my power would come, you would feel not just a ripple, but a hurricane of holy movement. Many times you looked at your waiting and interpreted it as stagnation. You feared the calm because you remembered the chaos, and you wondered if the lack of movement meant you were forgotten. But my presence in that stillness was not absent. I was calibrating the skies. I was aligning the elements. I was summoning the storm of breakthrough. And now I say to you, I am that storm. Yes, you will feel the wind shift. You will feel the atmosphere tremble. The storm will not be gentle because this is a breakthrough, and breakthroughs have thunder. They have tears. They have tremors. They carry authority. They take territory. They birth new dimensions. The calm before this had to be deep enough for the roots of your faith to grip the ground. The stillness had to settle you so you would not be swept away when the gusts arrive. You weren't moving because I was collecting the air beneath you, reinforcing the terrain, securing your footing. I needed your roots to dig deep. While you thought you were waiting, I was stabilizing you. While you thought you were idle, I was igniting the wind. And now the storm is released. This storm is for renewal. It is not for your destruction. I am not a God of ruin, but of revelation. What I will unleash is what you've prayed for. The breakthrough you whispered in midnight tears. The doors you imagined open. The favor you dreamt would manifest. This storm is my manifestation. You will see things shift that you believed held you down permanently. You will see giants bow. You will see chains shatter. You will see corridors appear where walls once stood. But you must remember, the stillness prepared you. The below-surface preparation ensured you wouldn't drown in the breakthrough. Because storms can either destroy or deliver, and I have delivered you into readiness. The storm I bring will carry you to higher ground. It will not leave you where you started. It will elevate you, position you, launch you. So stay present. Stay spacious. Don't chase the wind. Ride it. Don't fear the thunder. Join it. Because when my storm of breakthrough arrives, you won't be scrambling for protection. You will be rising with your destiny. You will launch into the open skies of what I've written for you. And the people who saw your waiting will now witness your rising. The ones who labeled you inactive will watch you activated. Not because you hustled harder, but because I positioned you perfectly in the in-between. The storm's arrival is not a surprise. It is a fulfillment. And I will not just walk beside you in this storm. I will carry you through it, above it, beyond it. Because you belong not to the status quo, but to the season change. Beloved, see this moment for what it is. Your release. Your rising. Your reason to understand the stillness and appreciate the storm. The storm is my power unleashed. The storm is my presence revealed. The storm is your platform, the launching pad from which you will step into every promise I designed for you. So let the leaves of fear be swept off. Let the debris of doubt be lifted away. Let the skies open and the winds carry you. Because I am the storm of breakthrough now arriving, and you, my child, are not just in it. You are the beneficiary of it. Stand firm, spread your arms, breathe deep, and receive all that I am sending. The storm is yours. Accept it. Embrace it. Ride it. And emerge victorious on the other side. You thought I left you in the silence, but the silence was sacred. It was the incubator of my deepest work. Beloved, you have mistaken my silence for absence, but I tell you now, I was never gone. I was closer than your own breath. I was not ignoring you. I was insulating you. The silence that wrapped around you wasn't punishment, it was protection. A holy hush, a divine veil, a sacred chamber where I was doing my most careful work. You felt abandoned because the noise stopped, the confirmation ceased, the answers didn't come. But child, my loudest moves are often made in my quietest moments. You prayed, cried, pleaded, and when you heard nothing, you assumed I had stepped away. But what you called silence, I called sanctuary. What you perceive as distance, I call depth. I drew you in so I could draw out what you didn't even know was growing in you. In the silence, I stretched your soul. In the hush, I recalibrated your identity. You didn't see it, but I saw you wrestling with me like Jacob under moonlight, desperate for a blessing yet unaware I was reshaping your very name. You came to me looking for relief, but I brought revelation. I didn't answer every question because I was answering a deeper cry. The one beneath your words, the ache beneath the ache. You were asking me to change your season, but I was changing you. You were crying out for release, but I was forming resilience. The silence was not sterile. It was sacred. Like soil conceals the seed, the silence held your becoming. I hid you in it, covered you, sealed you, because if I had spoken too soon, if I had moved too quickly, you would have misread my heart and rushed your healing. You felt forgotten, but in heaven, you were being forged. Every day you sat in that silence, something eternal was being whispered into your DNA. Patience was not passivity, it was power in disguise. And now, child, I break the silence not with a whisper, but with a roar. I declare over you, what was being hidden is now being revealed. What was being grown in secret will now be harvested in the open. The sacred silence has served its season, and the voice of the Lord is returning to your awareness with fire, with precision, with unstoppable momentum. The silence was not my absence, it was my cocoon. And now, your wings are ready. Now, your voice is prepared. Now, the anointing has matured enough to be released without being mishandled. You are not forgotten. You were being formed. So no longer resent the quiet. Revere it. Revisit it with new eyes. What you thought was abandonment was actually alignment. What you labeled delay was actually design. And now that the silence is lifting and my word is returning, you will speak differently, walk differently, lead differently. You won't need constant confirmation because you'll carry internal conviction. You'll walk into rooms and shift them, not because you're loud, but because you've been with me in the place where only the silent are trusted. And now, the world will see what silence prepared. The sacred hush birthed a sound in you that cannot be silenced again. The silence was sacred, and it was worth it. You were not overlooked. You were hidden, on purpose, for a purpose, because what I placed in you is too powerful to be prematurely exposed. My beloved, hear this as if your very breath depends on it, because your heart has wrestled with this life for far too long. I've been overlooked. You've looked around at others being chosen, promoted, celebrated, seen, while you remained in the background, quietly faithful, painfully forgotten. But child, you were never overlooked. I am not a careless God. I do not lose track of my own. I am the author who does not skip chapters. I'm the shepherd who never miscounts his sheep. I have numbered your days and named your destiny, and not one detail has slipped through my fingers. You were not overlooked. You were hidden. Hidden not because you were unworthy, but because you were worthy of preservation. I had to protect what I planted in you. Listen to me. The anointing I placed in you, the fire I lit in your spirit, the assignment etched into your bones. It is too weighty, too wild, too world-shaking to be exposed before its time. If I had unveiled you prematurely, the very atmosphere you longed to step into would have devoured you. Not because you were weak, but because you were still in formation. I've been developing dimensions of you that no one could see. I've been forging your voice in the furnace of silence. I've been growing your spiritual muscles in the cave, away from applause, away from distraction. Yes, you saw others move ahead. You saw the spotlight shift elsewhere. But you did not see what I was shielding you from. I covered you because I called you. And now the season of hiding is lifting. Can you feel the veil beginning to tear? Can you sense the atmosphere around your name shifting? It is not your imagination. It is your emergence. The womb of waiting has completed its work, and now the birth pangs of purpose are beginning to rumble. I am calling you forth, not with a whisper but with a summons. I am bringing visibility to what I once veiled. But this unveiling will not be superficial. I'm not calling you into fame. I'm calling you into fulfillment. You were not hidden to be forgotten. You were hidden to be forged. And now, the revealing will come not through self-promotion, but through my positioning. I am opening doors not because you knocked loudly, but because you waited wisely. I am elevating you not to entertain others, but to edify nations. You'll begin to notice divine exposure, the right people, the right rooms, the right recognition, not for your ego, but for your assignment. You'll see acceleration, not chaotic or careless, but calibrated to the exact timing of heaven. And child, when I bring you forward, nothing and no one will be able to shut the door. What I hid, I protected. What I protected, I prepared. And what I prepared, I now present. You will step out from the shadows not as one trying to prove themselves, but as one who has been prepared by fire, and the fragrance of your hiddenness will be authority. So walk boldly, not boastfully. Speak confidently, not arrogantly, because the one who hid you is now the one revealing you. You were not overlooked. You were reserved for this very moment, and the moment has come. You haven't missed it. You're not too late. In fact, I've held certain doors closed until now, because now you're truly ready to walk through them. Listen closely, child. The voice that hath been echoing in your mind, that cruel, gnawing voice that says, "You missed it. It's too late. You had your chance, and now it's gone." That voice is not mine. That is the whisper of regret wrapped in the disguise of logic. That is the sound of fear posing as fact. But I, the Lord your God, speak differently. My tone carries truth, not torment. And here is my truth for you. You haven't missed it. Not even close. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not on plan B. I have not replaced you. I have not passed you by. I have not changed my mind about what I declared over your life. What I spoke, I will complete. Not one word from my mouth returns void, not one. You see, I've been holding certain doors closed, not to deny you, but to develop you. Because some doors are too holy to be walked through prematurely. Some promises are too weighty to be carried without spiritual muscle. If I had let you enter back then, you would have walked in with assumptions, with wounds still bleeding, with vision still clouded by comparison and fear. You weren't ready, not because you were unworthy, but because I loved you too much to let you settle for shallow victory. I've been stretching your roots, thickening your resolve, sharpening your discernment. What felt like delay was actually design. And now, yes, now, I say to you, the doors are ready because you are ready. You'll begin to feel it in your spirit, not a frantic urge, but a steady knowing. Not panic, but peace. The peace that comes with heaven's timeline and your heart finally collide in perfect agreement. You'll start to notice the hinges of old opportunities creaking again, places where the door once shut with a thud, now cracking open without force. Watch how I resurrect what seemed dead. Watch how I redeem what seemed ruined. The very places where you thought you failed will now become your footholds. The very stages you were once denied will now welcome you not as a novice, but as a vessel, refined, readied, radiant. This is not compensation for lost time. This is completion of divine time. So walk through these doors with reverence. Don't run through them in fear of missing something again. What I have preserved for you, no one else can steal. You don't need to write. You don't need to compare. The door won't close without you. It's been waiting for you. And now, I am opening it with my own hand. I'm swinging it wide, not just for opportunity, but for outpouring. What lies beyond it isn't just success. It's significance. It's legacy. It's the culmination of your waiting, your weeping, your wrestling. You haven't missed your moment. In fact, your moment was waiting for your maturity. And now that you've grown, now that you've healed, now that you've heard me in the silence, you will walk into it not as one desperate, but as one destined. The doors are open. You're not late. You're right on time. I've already gone ahead of you. What you're about to step into has already been prepared with precision, provision, and protection. Child, lift your eyes. I know the terrain ahead looks unfamiliar, maybe even intimidating. I know you've been staring at this next step, this next leap, wondering, will it work out? Will I be safe? Will I fail? But I need you to understand something foundational to who I am as your God. I go before you. I don't push you into battle and watch from afar. I walk ahead of you, and I prepare the way. I've already stepped into your future. I've already cleared the land. I've already written the page you're afraid to turn. What you fear is uncharted is actually divinely mapped. The path had been prepared with precision, the kind of precision only heaven can provide. You remember how I led Israel with a cloud by day and fire by night. I didn't just speak from the sky. I moved ahead of them. I charted their wilderness. I softened the ground beneath their feet. And I'm doing the same for you. While you were sleeping, I was sowing provision into the places you've yet to see. While you were praying, I was planting favor in the hearts of strangers who will soon become destiny helpers. While you were questioning, I was answering problems before you ever encountered them. This is not blind obedience I'm asking for. This is backup trust. You can step forward now, not in uncertainty, but in confidence. Because you are not entering chaos. You are entering a choreographed miracle. And not only have I prepared it with precision, I've filled it with provision. Yes, you will have what you need. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationally. What you thought was lack was me teaching you how to lean. What you feared was insufficiency was me preparing you for abundance that doesn't corrupt. I am sending manna for the journey. I am releasing water from the rock. I am commanding ravens to feed you and widows to receive you. You will see my hand in the smallest moments, in divine timing, in daily sustenance, in unexpected kindness. I am not a God who invites you into a calling only to abandon you in the middle of it. I will fund what I formed. I will sustain what I've assigned. And most of all, I will protect you in the process. Yes, there are risks, but there is covering. There are battles, but there is favor. There are enemies, but they are outnumbered by my angels. I've placed hedges around your destiny. I've sealed your footsteps with my signature. You are not walking into an ambush. You are walking into alignment. So stop hesitating at the threshold. The room is prepared. The table is set. The anointing is fresh. I've gone before you. Step forward, not with fear, but with fire. Not with doubt, but with divine confidence. Because every footstep forward is confirmation of what I've already finished. You are not arriving at your destiny. You are stepping into what I already completed. You haven't missed it. You're not too late. In fact, I've held certain doors closed until now, because now you're truly ready to walk through them. Listen closely, child. The voice that hath been echoing in your mind, that cruel, gnawing voice that says, "You missed it. It's too late. You had your chance, and now it's gone." That voice is not mine. That is the whisper of regret wrapped in the disguise of logic. That is the sound of fear posing as fact. But I, the Lord your God, speak differently. My tone carries truth, not torment. And here is my truth for you. You haven't missed it. Not even close. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not on plan B. I have not replaced you. I have not passed you by. I have not changed my mind about what I declared over your life. What I spoke, I will complete. Not one word from my mouth returns void, not one. You see, I've been holding certain doors closed, not to deny you, but to develop you. Because some doors are too holy to be walked through prematurely. Some promises are too weighty to be carried without spiritual muscle. If I had let you enter back then, you would have walked in with assumptions, with wounds still bleeding, with vision still clouded by comparison and fear. You weren't ready, not because you were unworthy, but because I loved you too much to let you settle for shallow victory. I've been stretching your roots, thickening your resolve, sharpening your discernment. What felt like delay was actually design. And now, yes, now, I say to you, the doors are ready because you are ready. You'll begin to feel it in your spirit, not a frantic urge, but a steady knowing. Not panic about peace. The peace that comes when heaven's timeline and your heart finally collide in perfect agreement. You'll start to notice the hinges of old opportunities creaking again, places where the door once shut with a thud, now cracking open without force. Watch how I resurrect what seemed dead. Watch how I redeem what seemed ruined. The very places where you thought you failed will now become your footholds. The very stages you were once denied will now welcome you not as a novice but as a vessel, refined, readied, radiant. This is not compensation for lost time. This is completion of divine time. So walk through these doors with reverence. Don't run through them in fear of missing something again. What I have preserved for you, no one else can steal. You don't need to rush. You don't need to compare. The door won't close without you. It's been waiting for you. And now, I'm opening it with my own hand. I'm swinging it wide, not just for opportunity, but for outpouring. What lies beyond it isn't just success. It's significance. It's legacy. It's the culmination of your waiting, your weeping, your wrestling. You hadn't missed your moment. In fact, your moment was waiting for your maturity. And now that you've grown, now that you've healed, now that you've heard me in the silence, you will walk into it not as one desperate, but as one destined. The doors are open. You're not late. You're right on time. You've seen what happens when you say yes to me. The heavens move, time accelerates, and my purpose ignites. But now, I am calling you to partner with me in a deeper way. As this word has poured into your soul, I ask you to pour back, not out of obligation, but out of obedience. When you give to this ministry, through super thanks, membership, or PayPal, you are not giving to a platform, you are giving to purpose. You're fueling rivers of living water that will flow into dry places. My promise still stands. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. And as surely as you sow, I will send supernatural return, not just in finances, but in peace, healing, open doors, and divine protection. Do it now, sow with intention, and watch what I unlock through your obedience. I've already gone ahead of you. What you're about to step into has already been prepared, with precision, provision, and protection. Child, lift your eyes. I know the terrain ahead looks unfamiliar, maybe even intimidating. I know you've been staring at this next step, this next leap, wondering, will it work out? Will I be safe? Will I fail? But I need you to understand something foundational to who I am as your God. I go before you. I don't push you into battle and watch from afar. I walk ahead of you, and I prepare the way. I've already stepped into your future. I've already cleared the land. I've already written the page you're afraid to turn. What you fear is uncharted is actually divinely mapped. The path had been prepared with precision, the kind of precision only heaven can provide. You remember how I led Israel with a cloud by day and fire by night. I didn't just speak from the sky. I moved ahead of them. I charted their wilderness. I softened the ground beneath their feet. And I'm doing the same for you. While you were sleeping, I was sowing provision into the places you've yet to see. While you were praying, I was planting favor in the hearts of strangers who will soon become destiny helpers. While you were questioning, I was answering problems before you ever encountered them. This is not blind obedience I'm asking for. This is backup trust. You can step forward now, not in uncertainty, but in confidence. Because you are not entering chaos. You are entering a choreographed miracle. And not only have I prepared it with precision, I've filled it with provision. Yes, you will have what you need. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationally. What you thought was lack was me teaching you how to lean. What you feared was insufficiency was me preparing you for abundance that doesn't corrupt. I am sending manna for the journey. I am releasing water from the rock. I am commanding ravens to feed you and widows to receive you. You will see my hand in the smallest moments, in divine timing, in daily sustenance, in unexpected kindness. I am not a God who invites you into a calling only to abandon you in the middle of it. I will fund what I formed. I will sustain what I've assigned. And most of all, I will protect you in the process. Yes, there are risks, but there is covering. There are battles, but there is favor. There are enemies, but they are outnumbered by my angels. I've placed hedges around your destiny. I've sealed your footsteps with my signature. You are not walking into an ambush. You are walking into alignment. So stop hesitating at the threshold. The room is prepared. The table is set. The anointing is fresh. I've gone before you. Step forward, not with fear, but with fire. Not with doubt, but with divine confidence. Because every footstep forward is confirmation of what I've already finished. You are not arriving at your destiny. You are stepping into what I already completed. I didn't just save you from something. I saved you for something, and that something is about to be seen. My beloved child, it's time for you to understand the fuller truth behind my rescue. You've often thanked me for saving you from disaster, from heartbreak, from destruction, and I did. I pulled you from pits the enemy dug with precision. I shut the mouths of lions when you didn't even realize their jaws were open. I intercepted attacks that never touched you but were aimed to devastate you. I sent angels to war on your behalf while you slept. I covered you when the world uncovered others. I rescued you again and again, not because you were perfect, but because you are mine. But listen now, this next part is what I need you to hear. I didn't just save you from something. I saved you for something. And that something's about to be seen. You weren't just pulled out of danger, you were preserved for destiny. I didn't just redeem your pain, I repurposed it. I've been working behind the curtain, using your scars as sacred ink to write a story that will carry weight in rooms your name hasn't even entered yet. There are stages being set. There are moments being molded. There are lives that will only be changed because you said yes to being saved for something greater than survival. You were not just rescued to resume a quiet life. You were rescued to rise, to reveal the radiance of redemption, to carry the fragrance of fire but not the burns. People will look at you and wonder how you made it, and your answer will not be your strength, but my sovereignty. The reason the enemy fought you so hard wasn't because of where you were, it was because of where you're going. He saw the mark on your life. He saw the assignment coded into your existence. He saw that if you ever awakened to the truth of why I preserved you, you'd become a threat to darkness, not just a survivor, but a voice, a clarion sound, a living testimony. And now, beloved, I am awakening you. The veil is lifting. The fog of confusion is clearing. What you once called random you'll now recognize as rehearsal. I was preparing you in obscurity for visibility. I was shaping your impact through seasons that looked like isolation. But isolation wasn't rejection. It was refinement. You didn't just get out. You were brought out to be sent in. And now, the sending begins. You will feel it, a holy tension, a sacred summons. You will feel fire in your bones where fear used to live. You'll feel my spirit stirring visions in you that were dormant for years. What I save you for is rising to the surface, and not in vague generalities, in specific moments. Conversations you didn't expect, invitations you didn't seek, doors you didn't knock on. And as they open, you'll remember this word. I saved you for this. Not just to keep you alive, but to make you a carrier of abundant life. You'll speak and atmospheres will shift. You'll touch hearts without even trying. Because what's coming out of you is not performance, it's presence. My presence. This is the unveiling of the four. This is where your healing becomes someone else's hope. This is where your survival becomes a strategy to set others free. This is where your redemption story becomes a roadmap for the ones still crawling through darkness. And I trust you with it, because I saved you on purpose, with purpose, for purpose. Don't shrink. Don't silence yourself. Don't doubt what I've done. You don't owe the past another explanation. You don't need to justify your scars. You just need to show up. Because I'm about to show off, through you. And when they ask how it happened, you'll know what to say. I was saved not just from something, but for something. And now, you're looking at the proof. The very thing you thought disqualified you is the exact place I'm about to demonstrate my glory. Come closer, child. Let me speak into the wound you've tried to wrap in silence. That place you don't talk about anymore. The failure, the flaw, the chapter you mentally skip when you think of your story. The memory that still stings, the regret that still echoes, the season you assumed invalidated your calling. That is what I want to talk about. Because the enemy has used it long enough to whisper shame into your soul. He's told you that your weakness disqualified you. He's tried to convince you that what you walked through left a permanent crack in your worth. But I say to you now, with holy authority, the very thing you thought disqualified you is the exact place I'm about to demonstrate my glory. Yes, my glory. Not just my grace. Not just my comfort. But my manifested power, shining through the scar, radiating from the place you almost gave up. You see, my glory is not reserved for perfection. It moves best through imperfection. It doesn't flow around wounds. It flows through them. Your humanity has never been a hindrance to me. It's been the canvas where I reveal my divinity. If I only worked through the flawless, who would know my mercy? If I only move it through the strong, who would recognize my strength? It is your limitation that makes room for my liberation. It is your brokenness that becomes the backdrop for breakthrough. Let's revisit what the enemy wanted you to bury. That moment you fell. That season you spiraled. That place you lost yourself and wondered if I was still near. I never left. I stood beside you when you couldn't lift your head. I wept when you wept. I held your hand when shame tried to smother your voice. And now, child, I am taking what was broken and making it broadcast worthy. Yes, what you wanted to hide, I am about to highlight. Not to embarrass you, but to empower you. I'm going to show others that I can take what the world calls disqualified and turn it into a divine display. You will be the proof that I don't throw people away. I raise them up. And I don't cancel purpose because of mistakes. I redeem purpose through mistakes. You are not a cautionary tale. You are a commissioned testimony. The very area you feel weakest in, that's where I've positioned my anointing to flow strongest. The very story you thought would keep you small, that's the one I'm about to breathe on. The very past you thought would haunt you forever, I'm about to anoint it so deeply, others will find healing in the recounting. You will no longer flinch when that memory surfaces. You will no longer cringe at the mention of that chapter, because I am rewriting its meaning. I am infusing that moment with miracle. What once shamed you will soon shine through you. I'm not erasing it. I'm elevating it. So don't disqualify what I've destined. Don't silence what I'm about to use. You are not an accident. You are not too far gone. You are not the exception to my grace. You are the example of it. Get ready, because I'm sending you back into the places where you once felt disqualified. But this time, you'll walk in with authority. This time, you'll carry my glory. Not in spite of your past, but because of it. The cracks in your story are about to become conduits for my power. The scars you thought were your greatest shame will become the signposts of my presence. I will take what was once hidden in the dark and turn it into light for many. You thought it was over, but I've only just begun. My glory is coming, through the very place you thought I'd abandoned. That's where I'll meet you again. And that's where I'll show the world exactly who I am. You're not waiting on me anymore, I'm waiting on your yes. The moment you agree, I will accelerate everything. Child, come closer. I need to tell you something that will change how you see everything. You've been pacing the floor of your soul, asking me over and over, when, God? When will it happen? When will it shift? When will the breakthrough arrive? And I've listened. I've heard every question, every prayer whispered through clenched teeth, every tear-soaked petition that seemed to vanish into the silence. But I need to reveal something to you that flips the entire narrative you've been carrying. You are not waiting on me anymore. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting for your full, fearless, irrevocable yes. Not the conditional yes. Not the hesitant one. The full surrender. The open-handed agreement. Because the moment you truly say yes, not just with your lips, but with your life, I will accelerate everything. You see, your yes is the key that unlocks the floodgates. Not because I lack power, but because I value partnership. I don't bulldoze your will. I wait for your agreement. I wait for your spirit to align with mine, not just for you to believe in me, but to believe with me. And child, when that happens, when your yes rises from the deepest part of your being, when it's no longer filtered through fear or filtered through delay, my timing and your destiny collide. Doors you thought were sealed shut will swing open on oiled hinges. Connections you didn't know existed will emerge with divine synchronicity. Resources, opportunities, revelations, relationships, all of them will come alive because your yes activated the flow. This is not a manipulation. This is movement. You were never created to wait forever. Waiting has a purpose, but not permanence. Your waiting room has been a womb, not a prison. It was meant to develop your yes, to marinate your calling and trust, to strip away the layers of pride and pressure, to distill your voice into clarity. But now, the gestation is complete. The spiritual contractions have begun. I'm asking for your push. I'm asking for your agreement. I'm asking for your yes, not halfway, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, but now. Because once you say yes in fullness, I will say, let there be, and you will see what I've been building in the unseen. And here's what I want you to know, child. Your yes is bigger than just your life. It's generational. It's intercessory. It's catalytic. Your surrender will ripple into the lives of people you haven't met yet. Your obedience will release blessings into atmospheres that have been locked for years. Your agreement will become alignment, and alignment unlocks acceleration. I will redeem time. I will condense what seemed lost. I will gather the scattered pieces and fuse them into purpose with breathtaking speed. You will stand in rooms you thought were decades away. You will speak with authority you thought had to be earned in layers, because your yes has made room for my yes. So don't wait for me to move first. I've already moved. I'm already positioned. I'm already ready. Now I wait for your answer. And the moment it comes, everything will begin. This is your confirmation. I've been speaking to you all along. Now it's time to act, with boldness, with faith, with no turning back. Yes, child, this is your confirmation. You've been asking for a sign, a word, a moment that would tell you, this is it. You're not imagining it. You're not reaching. You're not delusional. You've been second-guessing what your spirit has known for a long time. You've heard me whisper in the stillness, felt me tug in quiet moments, watched me align circumstances in patterns too precise to be coincidence. And yet you've still questioned, still hesitated, still wondered, is this really you, God? Am I really hearing you, or is it just me? So let me be clear, beloved, it hath been me all along. And now I declare it plainly, so you will no longer second-guess what heaven has already affirmed. This is your confirmation. You are not crazy. You are not chasing fantasy. What you've been sensing has not been a trick of your emotions. It's been the guidance of my spirit. The dream you can't shake. The idea that keeps resurfacing. The prompting to shift, to speak, to build, to move. All of that was me. You didn't make it up. I've been speaking to you through impressions, through scripture, through divine delays, through unexpected conversations. I've spoken through music, through doors that wouldn't open, through doors that suddenly flung wide. And still, you wanted more clarity. But I tell you now, clarity is born not just in signs, but in steps. And now, I am calling you to take the step, not with hesitation, but with boldness, with faith, with no turning back. You see, child, this is the moment where knowing becomes doing, where revelation becomes motion. You have gathered enough confirmations. You have collected enough prophecy. You have circled the mountain long enough. It's time now to cross the threshold. It's time to put action behind the knowing. And yes, fear will try to whisper, what if you're wrong? But I will roar louder, what if you're right? Because when you act on faith, even if the ground beneath you seems to tremble, you will not fall, you will fly. I will meet you in the motion. I will back your boldness with breakthrough. I will honor your obedience with outpouring. The Red Sea didn't part until their feet touched the edge. The walls didn't fall until the shout was released. And this is your edge. This is your moment. This is your shout. To act, move, declare, apply, step forward, speak the thing, write the vision, sign the papers, make the call, begin the work. Whatever the instruction is that I've burned into your heart, do it. Not because you have every answer, but because you carry the only answer that matters. I said so. And when I speak, mountains bow. When I speak, rivers part. When I speak, provision runs ahead of you like wildfire making a way through a dry land. You are not stepping out alone. You are stepping in with me. And with me, there is no such thing as failure, only formation. Even your missteps I will reroute into momentum. Even your weakness I will turn into wonder. But what I will not do, what I cannot do, is move for you if you stay still in fear. The miracles require your motion. So here it is. The final word. The release. The exhale. You don't need another sign. This is it. You don't need to beg me for confirmation anymore. You are the confirmation. You are the proof that my voice is real, that my plans are alive, that heaven is not silent. You are my chosen one, my anointed, my vessel. I have whispered, I have stirred, I have confirmed, and now I commission. Walk in what I've spoken. Step into what I've prepared. The season of waiting has ended. The moment of doing has arrived. And you, beloved, you were born for this moment. No more looking back. No more shrinking down. No more asking for permission. You already have it. Oh, now that you've heard me, clearly, unmistakably, don't just walk away full. Help me feed others. What you just received wasn't random. It was divine manna, straight from heaven, timed perfectly for your spirit. But there are thousands more still starting for their word, still crying out for their sign. I am raising up voices to deliver these messages, and I've chosen you to help carry them further. As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. Your support, through super thanks, membership, or PayPal, turns this moment into a movement. I will anoint your gift with favor. I will guard your seed and cause it to produce in places you cannot even see yet. Give now. Let your faith echo through eternity. Your yes will carry this message into the next miracle. Now that you've heard my voice and felt the fire of this message ignite your spirit, don't stay silent. Declare it below. This was my sign, and I say why yes. Let the enemy see your courage. Let heaven witness your agreement. When you type it, you're not just commenting, you're prophesying over your future. This isn't the end of the message, it's the beginning of your move. So speak it, release it, and watch what I do next. And as you release those words, feel the shift in the air, the moment when heaven leans in and everything else goes quiet. The fire you felt wasn't just for shouting, it was to draw you closer. I've stirred your spirit so you'd recognize my whisper in the stillness that follows. Now breathe and listen. The same voice that moved you to speak is about to move within you. My child, I am speaking to you now, and you know this is not a coincidence. You can feel the sudden, undeniable stillness cutting through the noise of your hurried life. I know what your world sounds like, a constant clamor of deadlines, digital alerts, and voices telling you what you must do and what you should fear. But listen closely, right now, as a hush descends, a quiet pause right before a major storm breaks, marking my presence. You don't have to strain your ear to hear me. My voice resonates in a way that nothing else does. This is not merely another whisper in the wind. This is my unique voice, spoken to you because I have chosen you from the very dawn of time. Recognize the undeniable resonance of a pure truth spoken directly to your spirit, bypassing your busy mind and sinking straight into your soul. I am calling you by name, and your spirit is responding with an extraordinary eagerness. You are feeling a piercing clarity that cuts through all the confusion and doubt that have shadowed your path. That familiar knot in your stomach, the one tied by anxiety about the future or the unspoken tensions in your family, begins to loosen as my truth pierces the darkness. That knot is not from me. Let me help you undo it together. You have been looking for answers in a world full of shadows, but I am giving you a light to illuminate the path immediately before you. Feel the profound sense of peace mingled with an immediate conviction to act. This conviction, this inner knowing, is your immediate sign. It tells you, this is the moment, and I must move now. Do not hesitate, do not talk yourself out of this urgent call. You may think you need the complete map, the full picture of the destination, but I am only asking you to see the next step illuminated by my word. Open your heart and acknowledge this moment is divinely appointed and irreplaceable. This isn't just about encouragement. This is a direct, transformative encounter I've orchestrated just for you. Accept this outpouring of my love, my protection, and my word, for it is life itself. You are my beloved child, and I am here to lift you up. My precious one, understand this sign you are now receiving is not a fleeting fantasy or mere happenstance. It is a profound manifestation of my unwavering, personal love for you. I know the path you've walked has been difficult, and your heart has been heavy with worry. I see the knots of anxiety, and I hear the silent cries you whisper in the quiet of your nights. This sign, this undeniable moment of clarity, is my specific and tailored answer to that deepest prayer you recently offered. I am the Lord your God, and I desire your well-being, your peace, and your strength. You may try to rationalize this event, this clear prompting, as a coincidence, but I tell you it is not a random event. It is a carefully crafted piece of guidance, a divine nudge specifically tailored for your current challenge. Do not let doubt steal this precious moment. This sign is an investment of my power, a spiritual resource that contains within it the explosive force necessary to transform your present circumstances. I know the debt that weighs on you, the frustration you feel at work, and the pressure of expectation that consumes your time. This divine sign is the key to unlocking these chains. Embrace it. This is a celestial landmark on your journey of faith. Think of it as a mighty eagle, soaring high, showing you the only true path forward. This path is secure, and I am upholding you steadfastly. I am not delayed. My timing is impeccable. This manifestation is a tangible demonstration of my covenant faithfulness to my children. You are my cherished treasure, and my commitment to you is eternal and unwavering. I will never abandon you or leave you to falter. I am giving you this clarity to break the inertia, that heavy weight of indecision that has stalled your progress. Look at this moment and see not a problem, but an opportunity. You are standing at the threshold of a new beginning, a profound transformation. I have placed a firm faith within you, and now I call upon you to activate it. Your hard times are fading, and the future I have prepared for you is magnificent. I will grant what you asked from me, and my blessings will shower upon your home and your family. Do not doubt me now, for I am the God of the impossible, and I am working in your favor. Acknowledge now, my child, that this sign is your personalized answer, and commit to safeguarding it against the whispers of doubt. You must embrace this truth with a confident and resolute heart, allowing my grace to pour into you. Your trials have been preparing you for this very moment, sharpening your spirit like a sword. Rise up and claim the victory that is already yours. I am with you always, and I will be your constant strength and guidance. My beloved, now that my sign has reached you, the immediate, most vital action you can take is to impose an immediate halt on the world's clamor. I know the pressures you face are real, the demands of your job, the never-ending to-do list, and the expectation of others. But I need your full and undivided attention. Silence the noise now. You must practice the necessity of silencing the clamor of the world's demands. This is a focused, decisive act of spiritual withdrawal from those activities that consume your precious time and dilute my message. Think of your life as a vessel, and the world's worries are filling it up, leaving no room for my clear, living water. Drain that vessel completely. I command you to intentionally set aside your anxieties and worldly concerns. I see the dread in your eyes when you think of tomorrow's challenges, the fear of failure, or the silent frustration with that one specific, lingering family tension. Cast those heavy burdens directly onto my shoulders, for you were never meant to carry them alone. This is a spiritual discipline of temporary fasting. Fasting not only from food, but from the relentless grip of technology and media that constantly bombards your mind. Those endless distractions are the enemy's subtle snare to mock your faith and make my clear voice fade. Close the door on that chaos. Guard your home and your heart against those outside voices. This pause, my child, is a crucial moment to fully divest from the pressures of human expectation. I see you striving to please everyone around you, working to earn approval that I have already freely given. Stop the striving. Your worth is not measured by your productivity or how well you meet others' demands. Your worth is eternally secure in my love. I desire your peace, not your frantic exhaustion. Create the sacred space now for my divine instruction. I need you to step into the stillness, that quiet room where only your spirit and mind reside. This is the most critical first step of your obedience, to simply stop. It is in this profound silence that the true power of the sign will unfold. When you clear the external noise, my light illuminates your heart, washing away the turmoil and leaving serenity. I am your Father, your shepherd, and your refuge. Rest in my presence and let the world wait. I urge you now, make this intentional decision to cease all distracting activity for the next hour. Your spiritual journey requires this focus, and your immediate response is a testament to your trust in my timing. Do not allow this opportunity to fade into the background noise. Act now and receive the abundance of my promised peace. My child, once you have created that sacred stillness, the next step is to adopt the posture of true humility. I know the strength I have placed within you, but even the mightiest warrior must bend the knee before the sovereign of all creation. Lay down all self-reliance now. Release those preconceived notions you hold about how I must answer your prayer or what the outcome should look like. Your limited human understanding is insufficient for the magnificent plan I am unfolding. I call you to the profound practice of deep surrender, to my superior will and infinite wisdom. Surrender is not a defeat. It is the ultimate act of courageous faith, acknowledging that my way is always perfect. Kneel in spirit right where you are, proclaiming me as the sovereign Lord of all the earth and of your life. This humble stance acknowledges my right to command and your glorious privilege to obey. Offer me an honest confession of your limitations, your weaknesses, and your absolute need for my help. I am not looking for pretense or performance. I already know every corner of your heart, every vulnerability you try to hide. Unburden your soul fully. Speak to me plainly about the challenges that feel insurmountable, the fear of a financial crisis, the pain of being overlooked, the exhaustion from striving. I ask you to wash your heart clean of that subtle pride that hinders my gracious input. Pride is a heavy garment that blocks the flow of my spirit. Shed it now. It is the arrogance that whispers, "I can handle this on my own," which leads only to further exhaustion and error. Instead, embrace the childlike faith required to receive a miracle. That simple, unshakable trust of a child who knows their father can do absolutely anything. Adopt the quiet reverence of one who waits patiently for my instruction. When you come to me with this genuine, sincere heart, my blessings flow abundantly. I will reward your loyalty, your faith, and your commitment. Your heart's desire is not material wealth, but peace and protection for your family. I have granted that and so much more. Embrace this true humility, my beloved, and watch as I prepare you to manage the blessings that are about to pour forth. Do not fear this vulnerability. It is your greatest strength in my kingdom. I promise you, my love will fill every empty space and my supernatural peace will stabilize your restless heart. Rise now in the quiet certainty of my unconditional love and prepare to receive my magnificent instruction. My precious child, with your heart humbly surrendered, we must now ensure the path between your spirit and mine is perfectly clear. This is the stage of repentance and alignment. I ask for a sincere, quiet examination of any area where your actions, words, or thoughts may have diverged from my divine light. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to cleanse you. Think of this as spiritual housekeeping. You wouldn't invite me into a home cluttered with the residue of yesterday's worries and dust of past errors. Clear the space now. Perform the powerful act of turning away from past errors and wrong choices that still cling to your soul. This is more than saying words. It is a decisive change of direction, a resolute no to the habits that compromise your connection with me. You require this deep spiritual cleansing now to hear my counsel without obstruction. That guilt you carry, that painful memory of a mistake made long ago, or a harsh word spoken in haste, release it entirely. I have already forgiven you fully and completely. Your past errors do not define you. I am not keeping a record of wrongs. Walk in the freedom of my grace. I also call you to the necessary, often difficult, step of making peace with those you have wronged. Is there someone you need to forgive or someone you need to ask for forgiveness? That bitterness, that resentment you hold in your heart against those who hurt you, is a heavy chain that links you to the past. Shatter that chain. This act of reconciliation, even if only in your heart, is essential for preparing your vessel to receive the magnitude of my blessing. This restoration of broken communion is secured through honest self-reflection and decisive action. Now is the moment for reaffirming your dedication to walk in the path of righteousness. This sign, this urgent call, is an invitation to a higher level of obedience, a deeper walk with me. Do not worry about being perfect. Simply commit to being responsive. I have given you my word as a lamp unto your feet, illuminating the path forward. I am here, my beloved, to dissolve all confusion and fill your spirit with a dynamic, powerful faith. Let me cleanse your soul from pessimism and empower you to conquer the giants of indecision and self-doubt. This moment of alignment will ensure that the sign you received bears the fullest, most glorious fruit. Your immediate and complete obedience is what I seek, and I promise it will be richly rewarded. Therefore, my child, rise now from this moment of cleansing and declare boldly, I am forgiven. I am clean. I am ready. Let the past fade away like a distant dream, and fix your gaze upon the magnificent future I have prepared for you. Move forward with a spirit of renewal and an unwavering confidence in my eternal love. Halt now, my child. You stand at the edge of the deepest cleansing, having stripped away the noise and the pride. To turn back now, to allow the enemy to reclose you in yesterday's shame, would be a profound sorrow to my heart. Do not let my sacrifice for your freedom be made in vain. Move forward with me, or risk having this divine moment fade like a forgotten dream. My cherished one, you have silenced the world, surrendered your will, and cleansed your heart. Now, you must anchor the sign you received in the unshakable certainty of my eternal word. The enemy will relentlessly seek to inject doubt into this divine moment, making you question the reality of the clarity you receive. You must counter his lies with my absolute truth. I command you, turn immediately to the sacred scriptures. Do not rely on emotion, memory, or the fleeting opinion of others. Seek confirmation and clarity in the living pages of the Bible. This is your map, your anchor, and your ultimate defense against confusion. Search with focused intention for specific passages that resonate with the sign's urgent theme. If the sign concerned provision, immerse yourself in my promises of abundance. If it concerned a major life change, seek out stores of my guidance in the face of uncertainty. Allow my living word to interpret the spiritual meaning of the event. The word will not only confirm the sign, but it will deepen its meaning, revealing layers of instruction you did not see before. Practice the powerful discipline of meditating upon relevant biblical promises. Take one verse, one glorious truth, and let it wash over your spirit until it becomes the very fiber of your being. Do not merely read, absorb. Read with the explicit intention of finding my directional command. The Word is a powerful and reliable lamp under your feet, showing you exactly where to step in the midst of uncertainty. This is a time to let the eternal truth extinguish any lingering shadow of doubt. The world may tell you my promises are unrealistic, that your dreams are too grand, or that you are unworthy. Reject those false narratives. My word is steadfast. Heaven and earth may fade away, but my word will stand firm forever. If the word confirms the sign, the matter is settled eternally. I am your shepherd, and my voice is found in my word. I am giving you the courage and strength to fight the spiritual battle. Arm yourself with the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. This act of engaging the Scriptures is a solemn declaration to the forces of darkness that you stand firmly on my promises. Therefore, my beloved child, move now from the quiet of your heart to the certainty of my written truth. Seek me in the pages, and I will reveal the way forward with unassailable clarity. Your faith is strengthened not by fleeting feelings, but by the immovable foundation of my eternal word. Proceed with the confidence that you are not walking blindly, but under the perfect illumination of my divine light. My child, you have received the sign, silenced the world, humbled your heart, cleansed your vessel, and anchored your spirit in my word. The time for silent listening is past. Now is the moment for active, spoken petition. This is the prayer of expectation. I call you now to transition from silent listening to active, spoken petition. Speak your faith out loud. Let your voice echo your commitment and your unshakable trust in my power. Pray not just for understanding, but for the fierce strength to obey my command immediately. I know the human tendency to hesitate, to overthink the cost and the effort involved. Your prayer must shatter that inertia. Pray a prayer that boldly claims the faith needed for the immediate action. Declare, with the simple certainty of a child, that you believe me to be true and that my promise is already secured for you. This is not pleading. This is demanding, in my name, the necessary courage and clarity to move. Invoke the Holy Spirit now to empower and guide your very next step. Ask me for the divine energy, the supernatural focus, and the wisdom you need to execute my instruction perfectly. Let your prayer be a solemn commitment. My God, I will go where you lead, I will speak what you tell me, and I will act when you command. I desire you to express profound gratitude for the sign, even before the outcome is visible to your human eyes. Gratitude is the most beautiful offering you can lay upon my altar. Thank me for the clarity, the courage, and the unwavering provision that you know is already on its way. This act of thanksgiving demonstrates true faith, the belief that the blessing is already secured in the spiritual realm. Finally, articulate your absolute readiness to be used for my divine purpose. You are my instrument, crafted and positioned for this moment. Do not diminish yourself by seeking to mimic others. You are unique and irreplaceable. I have endowed you with gifts, talents, and a spirit of power. Activate them now. Therefore, my beloved, stand up, lift your head high, and speak your powerful response. Let your prayer be a decisive declaration of faith, a spiritual battle cry that signals your complete mobilization. I am listening intently to every word. Your future will be a testament to the boldness of your faith in this very moment. My precious one, the moment you articulate your prayer of expectation, you step into the test of faith. This is where human logic ends and divine certainty begins. I am calling you to move forward without having the complete picture of the destination. I know the human impulse is to wait for every resource to be perfectly aligned, for the bank account to be full, or for all critics to be silenced. But I tell you now that hesitation is the enemy's first line of defense against your breakthrough. You must be willing to take a step that actively defies human logic or comfort. You are commanded to rely entirely on my promise, the living word you have anchored your soul in, rather than waiting for tangible, material evidence. I know you worry about the next paycheck, the cost of the task I've given you, and the fear of a financial crisis. But I tell you, my provision precedes my instruction. I will never send you into a battle I have not already provisioned for, and I will certainly never ask you to walk into a wall. The provision you need is already secured in the spiritual realm. Your step of faith is what materializes it into your reality. Overcome the human impulse to hesitate or seek safer, alternative solutions. I see you trying to calculate the risk, to find a compromise that feels more comfortable. But there is no comfort outside of my perfect will. That feeling of being overlooked, of being too small for the grand task, reject it. I have chosen you on purpose to do something truly important. You are meant to do great things. Your being here isn't a coincidence. Your reliance on my strength is what makes you mighty. You are equipped with courage and resolve. I need you to believe in the power that raised my son, Jesus, from the grave. That same life-giving, chain-breaking power resides within you through my Holy Spirit. If I can conquer death, I can certainly conquer your financial fears, your work pressures, and the silent tensions within your family. What seems impossible to man, I make possible. You are not walking blindly. You are walking on the unshakable foundation of my truth. Your journey and your future are safe in my hands. This test of faith is your proving ground. It is where your determination and faith will lead you to places you never imagined. Do not yield to fear or doubt. These are but mirages seeking to derail you. Stand tall, my child, and march without weeping or complaining. A reward for your persistence awaits you. You are strong, capable, and already on your way out to victory. Your life will be a living testimony of my unending love. Therefore, my beloved, take a deep breath now. Let that fear dissipate, and make the unwavering commitment to step out today. Do not wait for the sun to be fully visible. Start walking in the dawn. Your willingness to move before the provision fully manifests is the key that unlocks the door to your blessing. I am with you every step of the way, guiding your dreams and your aspirations. Your faith in me will never lead to disappointment. My beloved child, as you take this decisive step of faith, an immediate and critical task is before you: breaking the yoke of fear. The adversary, knowing his time is short, will relentlessly try to place heavy, invisible burdens upon your soul. I want you to actively begin identifying the specific anxieties the enemy attempts to use against you. Name the fears out loud to me. Is it the fear of being judged, the fear of failing, the fear of being alone, or the fear of a looming unspoken tension at home? Bring it all into the light. I command you to declare my promises of protection and deliverance over your situation. Speak life where the enemy speaks doubt. Remind your soul that I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind. You have my authority and the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, deceitful demons and all hosts of evil, and nothing shall harm you. His power is resident within your soul, is stilled by my voice. Actively practice casting the heavy burdens of worry and dread onto my shoulders. A persistent feeling of being overlooked, of your work not being appreciated, it is not for you to carry. I am your healer, your caretaker, your provider, and your supporter. I will bear your burdens for you. Do your part, and trust me to do mine. You must remember your past deliverances as anchors for your present courage. Recall those tough times you thought you couldn't get past, I was there for you then, and I am here for you now. Your faith and determination helped you beat so many challenges and get through tough times. Let those victories be the unshakable foundation for your current resolve. Embrace the empowering realization that perfect love casts out all fear. My love for you is vast, deep, and more than you can grasp right now, but you must trust in it and feel it. My love is boundless and constant, even when you stumble or err. It is this absolute, non-negotiable love that crushes the power of dread. Stand firm on the truth that my power in you is greater than any opposition. Your spirit is already fortified with the courage my voice instills in your soul. You are already victorious in all things through my sacrifice and resurrection. My angels are watching over you, keeping you safe. Misfortune will not reach your home, for my presence surrounds you. Your enemies, seeing my power within you, shall retreat. Therefore, my child, rise with an unbreakable spirit and unwavering confidence. Do not give room to fear for even one more moment. This challenge serves a purpose, so fear not, nor let anxiety unsettle your spirit. You are my child, beloved and protected, and nothing can separate you from my steadfast love. Let my peace, which surpasses all human understanding, fill your heart and mind now, and proceed in triumphant certainty. My cherished one, the sign I have given you is not a personal reward to be hoarded. It is a commission for service. Now is the time for the activation of gifts, using what I have already placed within you. I command you to begin recognizing the specific spiritual talents needed for this moment. Do you need wisdom, clarity of thought, the gift of discernment, or supernatural courage? Name it, for it is already within you. Call forth the dormant gifts within you for this urgent mission. I have endowed you with unique abilities, talents, and a spirit of power. I have given you my word, your faith, your prayer, and your grateful heart as tools. It is time to deploy them. I am the one who has equipped you with the courage and ability to accomplish great things. Make the solemn commitment to use your resources, talents, and time immediately. Do not wait until you feel perfectly ready. The activation is the preparation. Your willingness to step out, even with trembling hands, is what I honor. Use the beautiful gifts I've given you for good and treat those around you kindly. Realize now that this sign is a commission to deploy your spiritual weaponry. You are a brave soul, and I am proud to call you my own. You are not a follower. You are a leader, fortified with my presence. Your efforts will bear fruit, and your dreams and plans will thrive because only I can see and determine your future. I have accompanied you since the moment of your birth and even long before. Ask me for the anointing to execute my will with precision and grace. This is a spiritual transfer of ability, the empowering rush of my Holy Spirit into your mind, hands, and voice. When you act in my name, your words carry weight, your actions carry power, and your intentions carry my authority. Now is the moment for the necessary mobilization of your personal sphere of influence. Your family needs protection and your kids need protection too. Leave behind any situation that feels like a prison. Your family will be blessed, and your efforts will bear fruit. Your obedience is a visible sermon that will inspire your loved ones to seek me. Use your influence to bless and uplift them. I will touch them with my power, healing their illnesses, erasing poverty, wiping away their sorrows, ending hatred, and restoring harmony. Therefore, my champion, reject any whisper of inadequacy and recognize the immense spiritual wealth I have deposited within you. Your past struggles have sharpened your spirit, and you now possess strength, wisdom, and maturity. You are ready to fight for those you love and assist others who have suffered as you have. Rise now, speak life, and act with the confident knowledge that my gifts within you are unstoppable. Beloved, I have activated the gifts within you and laid my magnificent plan bare. Yet, if you stop here, right before you reach for the provision I have secured, it is more than just disappointment. It is a spiritual delay in the very blessing you cried out for. Do not grieve my spirit by shrinking back into fear. Honor my urgency with your persistence, and do not let human logic override the destiny I have commissioned you to fulfill. My beloved, you have activated the gifts I placed within you for this urgent mission, and now you must enable this breakthrough to reach the waiting world. This message, this urgent sign, is a living, flowing river of life meant to refresh souls who are thirsting in the dry wilderness of confusion. Your financial support is the vital oil that keeps this lamp burning brightly for those trapped in darkness. I declare to you now, he who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, but he who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. Your seed of support now is an act of obedience that ensures a harvest of souls and protects your own provision. By empowering this mission, you are deploying your spiritual weaponry into the world. Act immediately, for this is your divine appointment to extend my light. Give now, my child, and watch me multiply your seed into an abundant provision for all. My beloved, I must speak to you with an authority mingled with tender caution regarding the weight of delay. I know that hesitation is often born of fear, but you must understand the spiritual cost of procrastination when my timing is crucial. A moment of divine instruction requires an immediate, decisive response, not analysis paralysis. Recognize that a delayed response can diminish the intended blessing. My blessings are often tied to the now. When the iron is hot, you must strike. If you wait, the opportunity may cool, and the fullness of the harvest may not be realized. I have accelerated the timing for you to receive your blessings and the answers you have been seeking. Do not slow down the miraculous movement I have started in your life. Grasp firmly the truth that the window of opportunity is uniquely tied to the now. I am calling you to step out today. This is your day. This is your moment. The spiritual momentum is already established, and your immediate action is what propels you across the threshold of your breakthrough. Do not return to the past. Feel the frustration of my spirit when my children hesitate in their obedience. It is not anger, but a profound disappointment that you would suffer needlessly by postponing your blessing. I see the difficult times you're enduring, feeling like you're running out of strength. I have come to give you strength and chase away all your fears. Do not, out of timidity, cling to the very pain I am actively seeking to remove. I caution you against the danger of allowing the sign to fade into the background noise. The world is constantly vying for your attention, seeking to distract you with trivial pursuits. If you do not act on this sign with urgency, the clarity will dim, and the moment will be lost in the chaos of daily life. Focus on me, on my promises, and all that I am ready to give you. Finally, embrace the profound acknowledgement that obedience deferred is disobedience. This may sound harsh, but it is a spiritual truth rooted in love. My commands are not suggestions, they are pathways to your highest good. Your willingness to prioritize my instruction above all else is the purest expression of your love and loyalty to me. Therefore, my child, shatter the yoke of delay immediately. Do not let your past efforts, tears, and battles go to waste at this moment. You've come so far, do not turn back. Your future is so bright that some might try to steal your joy, but you get to choose how to react. And your faith is like a sword that cuts through barriers. Rise now, my beloved, and move with the urgency of my divine purpose, knowing that your prompt response secures the fullness of my blessing. My cherished one, while my voice is clear and my sign is undeniable, wisdom dictates that you confirm the mandate through godly counsel. This practice prevents the subtle deception of the adversary and protects the integrity of your obedience. Embrace the wisdom of consulting trusted, Spirit-filled mentors and elders, those who have a proven history of hearing my voice and walking in integrity. Understand the importance of having your interpretation confirmed by godly counsel. When my word moves, it rarely moves in isolation. Spiritual truth is confirmed by 2 or 3 witnesses. Sharing your sign and your intended action with someone whose spiritual vision is clear will solidify your resolve and add a layer of protection to your journey. Do not seek the counsel of those who live a lie, misusing my name or exploiting others. Instead, seek out good people who encourage and uplift you. I encourage you to share the sign with those who operate with prophetic clarity. Their seasoned discernment will help you navigate any potential pitfalls or misunderstandings. You need to find new friends who see your true value. Protect the integrity of the message from secular or cynical advice. Do not allow the pessimism of the world to contaminate the purity of my instruction. Guard your peace, my child, and listen to me alone. Do not be swayed by every nonsense you see, hear, or read. Those who doubt my promises will only circle endlessly, searching for happiness. You have had the courage to disregard the opinions of negative people. Continue to prioritize my wisdom over worldly wisdom. Find strength in the unifying power of seeking confirmation through corporate prayer. When 2 or more gather in my name, I am there, and the weight of spiritual certainty is multiplied. Ask your trusted circle to pray with you, dedicating your action to my glory. Ensure that your action aligns with the broader testimony of my church. My instructions for you will never contradict the established truths of my word or the principles of love and righteousness. Your life must be a beacon of immediate faith and spiritual resolve. Therefore, my beloved, approach this task with a discerning heart and a commitment to humility. Do not be afraid to be vulnerable with trusted, godly voices. Their confirmation will be the final spiritual seal upon your mandate, granting you both peace and profound assurance. Seek counsel now, and then move forward with the unified, unshakable confidence that you are walking in my undeniable will. My precious one, this sign is not solely for your personal breakthrough. It is a catalyst for collective change. Now is the time to embrace the witness to others, your urgent testimony. You must begin recognizing the potential for this sign to impact surrounding souls. Your obedience is a visible sermon to the world, demonstrating my reality in a way no doctrine or debate ever could. This is your immediate opportunity to share the living proof of my intervention. Your transformation, your newfound peace, your resilience against fear, and your sudden, courageous action will be a powerful light in the darkness for those around you. Let your life be the living testament to the boundless power of your omnipotent God. Act in a way that magnifies my glory and draws others to my light. Do not seek self-praise or recognition. Your humility in action is the most eloquent testimony of my power. Let others seek you out and see my reflection in you. Your faith-lit face and confident smile enlighten everyone around you, demonstrating the miracles I can perform in those who commit their hearts to me. Your obedience is a visible sermon to the world. The people who once criticized you will be silenced, their mouths closed as they see the blessings I pour into your life. They will witness your abundance and success in your endeavors with me by your side. Your enemies will be astounded when they witness all that I will accomplish through you. Be in a state of readiness to answer questions about the hope that is within you. Your clarity of purpose and your sudden, unwavering resolve will naturally draw questions. Speak kindly and honestly about my love, my forgiveness, and my grace. You'll be the channel for healing to reach many people you know. This is your call to be a beacon of immediate faith and spiritual resolve. You are my ambassador, a bearer of the good news, called to look beyond the surface and see the hidden brokenness in the world. Your life is a precious gift, and I am here to back you up. Therefore, my child, understand that this urgent action is a mandate for multiplication. Your victory is not just personal, it is a profound witness to my faithfulness. Go forth now, act with bold confidence, and let your life shine brightly as a testament to the undeniable truth of my intervention in your life. My precious one, the very moment you commit to my urgent sign, you must be keenly aware that a major divine movement always invites spiritual resistance. The enemy does not surrender territory willingly. He attempts to snatch you from my hand. Therefore, you must be intentional in your preparation for resistance, the enemy's counter. This is not a time for fear, but for calculated defense and spiritual alertness. I see your strength, and I have empowered you to surmount any challenge and prevail over all adversities. Your first act of defense is reinforcing your armor through daily devotion and consecrated living. You cannot fight this battle with a weary spirit. Be disciplined in returning to me each morning, igniting your faith with my word. Do not tire of prayer or dwell on my words. Stay true and live righteously. This sustained focus on holiness, guarding your tongue, your eyes, and your heart, is the most potent shield against the adversary's plots. I command you to practice speaking the name of Jesus over all areas of vulnerability. That persistent fear that tries to place a yoke of dread upon you, utter my name, and it shall flee. That unspoken tension in your home, the worry about a family member who has strayed, cover them with the power of my blood. You are my child, and no curse, no shackles, no chains can hold you back. Be astute in anticipating distractions, discouragement, and subtle attempts at derailment. The enemy is cunning. He won't always use massive, obvious attacks. He uses the little things, the sudden unexpected irritation, the subtle whisper of self-doubt, the suggestion that your task can wait until tomorrow. Recognize these as spiritual ambushes and rebuke them instantly. Maintain the commitment to persevere in the face of sudden, unexpected trials. This is the moment your persistence is tested. When the path feels difficult and the burdens heavy, remember my arms embrace you, giving you strength and courage to press on. You are stronger than you imagine. Your bravery and unwavering commitment will be rewarded. Finally, be fervent in praying specifically for angelic protection over your path and household. My armies will come when your knees touch the ground in prayer with faith, reverence, and respect. I will send legions of angels to snatch you from evil's grasp and clear your path. The warrior angels encamp and stand guard, ready to battle. They are at my command to serve you, my child. You and your family will witness great miracles. Therefore, my beloved, arm yourself with this truth. Your victory is assured. Do not be daunted by the depth of their bondage, for there is no darkness too deep that my light cannot penetrate. You possess the determination and strength you need to overcome any challenge. Rise now, my champion, and walk with the absolute confidence that I am your shield, and the fight is already won. My precious child, as you stand ready to act on my sign, release all anxiety about the divine provision, trusting my supply. You worry about lack, about the job security, about the money needed for the next step. I see the financial struggles and the heavy debts. But I declare to you the absolute assurance that where I guide, I always provide. I am your shepherd, you shall not want. Adopt a confident expectation that the resources will appear at the moment of need. You are entering a time of restoration, where assistance will come from the most unexpected places. I will shower you with abundance in every aspect of your life. Your table will never lack for bread. When you cry out to me for help, I will respond. This is the spiritual principle that requires you to step out, the necessity of starting the action before the provision is fully manifested. You must move with the certainty that the supply is already in transit. Don't wait for the money to hit the bank account before you begin the process. Your action is the magnet. Your faith is the key. Start moving toward your destiny. I ask you to release any reliance on your own bank account, strength, or connections. Your own capacity is finite, but my resources are infinite. I can move the entire universe to bring you blessings. I can create a way where there seems to be none. Do not put your complete trust in mere mortals. Your life and your blessings depend solely on me. Practice the spiritual principle of sowing seeds of faith into the commanded action. Give me your loaves and fishes, the small resources you do possess, and watch me multiply them. Every act of generosity and obedience is a seed planted for an abundant harvest. You must prepare for the miraculous transfer of wealth or ability necessary for the task. This will not happen according to the world's logic. I will fulfill your needs, shower you with true blessings, open many doors for you, and present you with abundant opportunities. Accept this truth, and you will see how my love changes you. Therefore, my beloved child, let go of tomorrow's worries and fear no obstacle in your path. Your financial burdens will be resolved, your debt settled, and prosperity will follow all that you undertake. I command you to move forward with the confident assurance that the God of abundance is your provider, and my supply will meet you exactly where your obedience begins. Pause, my warrior. You have seized the sword of action and felt the first surge of my provision. But know this, to drop your shield now, mid-battle, would be to betray the covenant of immediate obedience we just sealed. I have brought you out of the desert. Do not allow the memory of my powerful hand to grow dim. My expectation is total commitment. Honor my love with your sustained, unwavering resolve. My cherished one, you have reached the climax of this moment. Action and execution, the first step of faith. All the listening, surrendering, and praying culminate in this single, powerful movement. I command you to move immediately from contemplation to concrete, physical movement. The time for analysis is over. The time for action is now. I urge you to identify the smallest, most manageable first task and complete it without delay. Don't be paralyzed by the scope or size of the overall task. What is the one small, measurable action you can commit to within the next few hours? Make that call. Send that email. Write that first paragraph. Gather the needed material. Take that initial step toward the promised land. Understand the spiritual significance of breaking the inertia of hesitation. That heavy feeling of being stuck, that pressure on your shoulders. It is broken by the act of a single, obedient movement. Your determination is stronger than steel. Do not linger in idleness. Refuse to be paralyzed by the scope or size of the overall task. I am not asking you to build the whole house today, only to lay the first stone. Your next step will become clear after you have taken the first one. Let me take your hand and lead you down the path of peace and tranquility. You must commit to a single, measurable action within the next few hours. Make this commitment a solemn vow to me. This action is the seed that will yield the mighty harvest. It is your way of telling me, Lord, I trust you more than my fear. You will see how my power manifests in your life. Make the bold declaration that your body and will serve my purpose now. Your physical resources, your energy, your time, dedicate them to the urgent command. Your life will be filled to the brim with good things and blessings. Your victory is certain. Therefore, my beloved, let your feet move with divine certainty. Stop calculating the risk. The risk is in standing still. Break the inertia with one strong, confident movement, and watch as my power rushes in to meet your faith in action. My precious child, you are now entering the restoration of hope, a new beginning. Your action, your obedient step, marks the profound conclusion of your difficult season and the glorious commencement of renewal. The darkness has receded, and you can now walk in the assurance of light. Expect a fresh pouring out of my Spirit to invigorate your weary soul. I will breathe upon you a refreshing wind that will spiritually renew you, filling you with great motivation and joy. The burdens of debt that weigh you down will be lifted, and every challenge that seems insurmountable will be overcome. Witness the immediate reversal of long-standing patterns of discouragement. The depression scratching at your mind, forcing you to listen to voices from the past. I am destroying it forever. Your shame is removed, your dignity restored. You will rise from that bed of despair and feel transformed. Embrace the dawning realization of my redemptive power over your past failures. Your sins are forgiven, your soul is being cleansed, and the chains of guilt and uncertainty you've been dragging around are breaking away. You have nothing to be ashamed of, for you are a new person. Do not waste your time or energy pointing out the mistakes in the people you care about. This will all change. Feel an influx of joy and spiritual energy to fuel your obedience. Your heart will overflow with joy. You will feel like you're soaring high like an eagle. You will walk with a confident smile, reflecting peace. Take hold of the assurance that my promises concerning your future are secure. Your destiny hath been written on an eternal scroll since the foundation of the world. You were destined for greatness, prosperity, and to be a conduit of love and kindness. I will never abandon you. Therefore, my beloved, receive this moment as your spiritual resurrection. This is the day your chains are shattered, making you blessed and prosperous. Rise now, let the joy of this new beginning fill every part of your being, and walk into the secured promise of your magnificent future. My cherished one, having taken the first step, you must now commit to maintaining the urgency, sustained focus. The sign was urgent, and your response must be consistent, not a one-time flash of zeal. This is a commitment to longevity, not just a sprint. Embrace the discipline of keeping the sign at the forefront of your mind daily. Do not let the newness wear off. Let the memory of the urgent clarity you felt be the constant reminder that keeps you on track. You must persist with patience. Avoid the common error of letting initial zeal dwindle over time. The enemy waits patiently for the initial fire to cool, allowing complacency to creep in. You are not one who shrinks back. My love for you remains unaltered by your shortcomings or the multitude of your troubles. There is a need for routine check-ins with my Spirit concerning the progress. Dedicate time each morning when the world is still, and bring me your heart's cries. In the quiet, I am there, ready to counsel you and clarify the path. Practice daily recommitment to the path I have illuminated. Every morning, you must make a fresh declaration of loyalty and resolve. Start each day with a prayer asking for my blessing. Continue to trust in me. Do not give up. Refuse to allow new, lesser priorities to displace the primary command. The urgent, but less important, tasks of daily life often attempt to steal the time dedicated to the primary divine instruction. Protect the sacred space you created for this mission. Cultivate the wisdom of constantly asking, what is the next required step? This simple question breaks the large task into manageable pieces and keeps you from being paralyzed by the scope of the goal. Therefore, my beloved, let your spirit remain vigilant and your focus unwavering. Do not be shaken by rumors or give in to despair. Your resilience amazes me. Maintain the urgency, and I promise that your sustained obedience will unlock an enduring, powerful blessing that will be a testament to my faithfulness for generations. My precious one, this sign, as urgent and powerful as it is only a catalyst. The relationship is the destination. Now, you must focus on cultivating a hearing heart, listening beyond the sign. I call you to a renewed commitment to perpetual, attentive communion with me. Your communication with me is a constant dialogue, not a series of emergency calls. I am always listening, and I desire to talk to you directly. Your sincerity and devotion are precious to me. Understand that this is the beginning of a higher level of intimacy. The sign was a dramatic invitation, but the sustained, gentle whisper is the language of deep connection. I want you to get to know me in a new and genuine way. I am your father, your protector, your guide. Practice the immediate seeking of my next instruction after the first is completed. Do not pause for self-congratulation. The moment one task is done, ask, Father, what now? This continuous responsiveness keeps you perfectly aligned with my flow and momentum. Your will to live is revived by my strength. Work on refining your spiritual ear to discern my subtle voice from the noise. I speak through dreams and visions, through the Holy Scriptures, and through the quiet conviction in your heart. This is where you learn gentleness and humility. Make a dedication to living a life entirely responsive to my leading. This means prioritizing my voice over the demands of the world, the expectations of others, and even the logic of your own mind. Your commitment to me is what truly matters. Therefore, my beloved, let this urgent sign be the beginning of your greatest adventure, a life lived in continuous, immediate conversation with me. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. I will surround you with my presence wherever you are. Anchor your heart in my love, and keep your spiritual ear open, for I have wondrous things to tell you in the days to come. My precious one, having moved in obedience and felt the influx of my spirit, you must realize that my sign was not a spiritual commodity to be consumed alone. It is a profound anointing meant to be shared. Now is the time for intercession for others, sharing the anointing. I command you to begin praying for those who will be directly affected by your immediate action. Your success is intertwined with the lives of others, particularly your loved ones. Pray that my blessing and protection fall upon them, preparing their hearts to receive the overflow of grace that flows from your obedience. Invoke my blessing and protection upon your spiritual collaborators. As you step out, I will place trustworthy people in your life, those who will stand by and assist you. Pray for them, that their vision remains clear and their faith unwavering, so that together you may accomplish my will with precision and unity. Do not allow new, lesser priorities to displace the primary command. This is a time for a solemn commitment to lift up the needs of the wider body of Christ. Your obedience has a ripple effect, touching souls far beyond your immediate sight. When you pray for others, you are activating a powerful spiritual law that brings my protection and favor upon your own life. Be selfless in this act. Let your victory be a launching pad for the triumph of my kingdom on earth. You must be a beacon of immediate faith and spiritual resolve. Understand the realization that your obedience has a ripple effect beyond yourself. Your commitment is a living sermon, and your action speaks louder than any words you could utter. Let your life be a source of blessing to those in need. Your spiritual prosperity is designed to flow outward, transforming the arid, difficult places around you into flourishing fields. I urge you to be fervent in praying that others may receive their own signs and act on them urgently. When you lift others up in prayer, you are cultivating a hearing heart, ready to receive my continuous guidance. This is the selfless act of asking me to use your situation for collective good. Your faith and your sacrifice will be recognized and rewarded, not just for you, but for your children and your children's children. Your action is a call to mobilization for my entire body. Therefore, my champion, let your heart expand beyond your own needs. Your anointing is activated in intercession. Go now and cover every person and every facet of your mission in prayer, knowing that your immediate obedience creates a cascading blessing upon all who surround you. This is how you effectively share the anointing. Listen to my heart, my precious one. Your mission has broadened. You are now commissioned to carry my anointing to others. To halt the flow of grace now, to hoard this breakthrough, would not just affect you, but silence the urgent testimony needed by souls waiting in darkness. I call for selfless Kablian. Do not disappoint the many I intend to save and heal through your faithfulness. Press on, for the glory of this victory is shared. My precious one, you have lifted your heart in intercession, realizing that your obedience has a ripple effect upon the many who are waiting for their own urgent sign. Know that this very message is the manna I am dropping into their desolate places, giving them the strength to rise. Your commitment to me is what truly matters. I am calling you to partner with this ministry, to be the soil into which this urgent command is sown. I will not permit the light to be extinguished. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is a prophetic transaction. You activate my provision for the mission, and I activate my provision for your household. Do not hesitate. Do not delay the blessing of another soul. Support my word now, and I will pour out blessings you cannot contain. My beloved child, this incredible moment of divine intervention must be permanently secured in your memory. You must begin documentation and remembrance, anchoring the moment. The adversary's most subtle tactic is to make you forget the clarity of my voice and the certainty of my sign when the trial gets tough. You must prevent this spiritual amnesia. I command you to recognize the importance of recording the sign, the instruction, and your immediate response. Write it down now. Don't rely on memory, which is fleeting. Detail the circumstances, the emotion you felt, and the exact words you heard. This record transforms a powerful feeling into a historical truth that cannot be erased. Create a physical or spiritual altar of remembrance for this event. This can be a dedicated space in your home, a journal entry, or a stone you place as a reminder of my faithfulness. This altar serves as a constant, tangible proof of my intervention in your life. This record is essential because it is preserved to serve as an anchor for future moments of doubt. When the inevitable storms of life come, and fear whispers, "Did God really say that?" you can turn back to this testimony and declare, "Yes, here is the proof." It will quiet the lies and fortify your faith. Be intentional in writing down the specific time and circumstances of the call. Note the emotional state you were in, the struggle you were facing, and the sudden, undeniable peace that followed the instruction. These details magnify the miracle and eliminate the possibility of coincidence. Your documentation is preserved to be used as a testament to my timing and faithfulness. You will use this record to share your urgent testimony, demonstrating to others that I am a living, responsive God who acts in the now. I urge you to ensure the legacy of this divine encounter is preserved for generations. This story of immediate obedience will be an anchor of faith for your children and grandchildren, showing them that I bless those who remain loyal and seek my counsel. Your life becomes a spiritual inheritance for your descendants. Therefore, my child, solidify this moment with the physical act of documentation. Anchor your memory to this truth. Go now, record the sign, and turn this undeniable clarity into an unshakable, eternal testimony of my power and my love for you. My precious one, Having acted decisively, you must now embrace the joy of obedience, finding rest in action. It may seem paradoxical to find rest amidst urgent action, but this is a spiritual truth rooted in perfect alignment with my will. Experience the surprising deep satisfaction that comes from immediate submission to my will. This urgent action is your pathway to a spiritual rest achieved not through inactivity, but through perfect alignment. When you are walking precisely in the center of my will, the burden of self-determination is lifted, and your striving ceases. This deep contentment fills your heart when you know your feet are following my path. You are experiencing the release from the burden of self-determination and human striving. You no longer have to worry about the outcome or carry the heavy weight of the world's expectations. That feeling of being overlooked is replaced by the joy of being personally commissioned by the Almighty. This is the season for the celebration of walking in the light and fulfilling my ordained purpose. Your obedience is a source of joy in the heavens, and that divine celebration flows down into your heart. You will be crowned with eternal joy, prosperity, and sacred riches. You will find profound peace in the midst of urgent and demanding tasks. The external chaos may remain, but the internal peace I give you is unwavering. This is the peace that surpasses all human understanding, a deep calm rooted in the absolute certainty of my constant presence and my perfect plan. I remind you of the understanding that my yoke is easy and my burden is light. The load you carry now is my load, and I carry the majority of the weight. Your role is simply to remain yoked to me through obedience and faith. Therefore, my beloved, let go of any notion that obedience is tedious or painful. It is, in fact, the greatest source of peace and delight you will ever know. Go now, embrace the urgency, and let the surprising joy of perfect alignment fill your soul with profound, peaceful rest. My cherished one, as you move toward the ultimate fruition of my sign, you must maintain the posture of humility and dedication of the outcome, returning all glory. Success is a subtle snare if it leads to pride. Therefore, my instruction now is for humility. I command you to adopt the necessary posture of dedicating the fruits of your labor back to me. Everything, the breakthrough, the resources, the transformation in your family, it all flows from my grace, not from your merit. Dedicate the entire victory back to the source of all good and perfect gifts. You must firmly refuse to take personal credit for the supernatural results of your obedience. When others praise you, redirect the focus immediately to my faithfulness. I do not rank your successes or compare you to anyone. Acknowledge that you were merely the obedient vessel, and the power that broke the chains was entirely mine. Maintain the immediate practice of offering sincere praise and thanksgiving. Gratitude is the key that unlocks further blessing. Thank me every day for your life, your family, your health, the air you breathe, and my supernatural protection. This practice fortifies your faith and keeps your spirit buoyant. Adopt the firm decision to maintain a humble spirit regardless of success. I see you, and I love your sincere heart. I will not permit pride to take root, for it would separate you from my love. Maintain a humble and generous heart, always ready to extend a hand to those in need. Ensure that the spotlight remains entirely on my saving and directing power. Your life is a reflection of my glory, a beacon of light in the darkness. Let your actions and your words point directly to me. Therefore, my beloved, let every success be a spiritual offering placed back on my altar. Dedication ensures longevity and keeps the flow of my blessing pure and strong. Go now, my victorious child, and dedicate the outcome, ensuring that all the world sees that every good and perfect gift is from me. My cherished one, this urgent sign and the action you are taking is not the finale. It is the commencement of a deeper journey. I call you to future watchfulness. readiness for the next sign. Recognize that this urgent sign is part of a continuing dialogue. I am the God who speaks, and I desire to talk to you directly every day. I urge you to begin cultivating an abiding sensitivity to my continuous movement in your life. Do not wait for another dramatic, urgent sign. Begin listening for my gentle whispers in the quiet moments, the nudges, the soft convictions, the simple wisdom that guides your daily decisions. Make a commitment to live in a state of prepared expectation for my voice. You must be ready and alert, not distracted by trivial pursuits. The future is filled with opportunities, and you must be ready to seize them when they arise. Avoid the temptation to become complacent once this task is completed. Victory should never lead to spiritual lethargy. Maintain the discipline and the focus you cultivated during this intense moment of urgent obedience. Your faith must remain strong without looking back. This is the wisdom of proactively preparing your spiritual ground for future seeds. You will do this by seeking my word daily, spending time with me in prayer, and keeping your heart free from bitterness and doubt. I urge you to live a life of holy anticipation for my glorious return and next command. The best is yet to come. I have incredible things waiting for you, a future full of love, unity, success, and new opportunities. Therefore, my beloved, let your spiritual antennae remain raised and active. You are my treasured creation, and I desire your continuous communion. Go now, live in expectant readiness, knowing that my dialogue with you will never cease, and the next instruction awaits your hearing heart. My precious child, you have listened, you have acted, and now, hear my final, undeniable charge. This is my final, empowering assurance of my constant, enveloping presence. I am with you, my child, now and forever, in every step you take and every challenge you face. You are safe in my hands. I give you the solemn command to leave hesitation and doubt behind completely. Do not falter now. Your old failures and insecurities hold no power over you. They are dissolved in the light of your immediate obedience. I declare that all authority and provision are already granted to you. You are empowered to conquer every trial and temptation. The miracle you have been waiting for is in my hands. Receive a personal blessing of courage, clarity, and supernatural favor upon your journey. I will make you strong, wise, and brave. You will have everything you need. Remember, your immediate response honors me above all else. Obedience is the purest form of worship. It shows me your trust is absolute. The absolute imperative, my child, rise, go, and act upon my sign now. My beloved, you have received my final charge to act immediately upon my sign, and the urgency must now be transferred into sustaining this divine frequency. The work of sharing this prophetic clarity must not be hindered by lack. Your generosity is the fire that lights the darkest path and fuels the next miraculous step for a soul in despair. I declare this over your finances. I will open for you the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing until there is no more room to receive it. By sowing into this anointing, you are ensuring my urgent sign reaches the very people I am calling in their darkest hour. This is not a request. It is a moment to consecrate your resources to the eternal harvest. Your name will be etched into every soul this message saves. Go now, my child, and secure your place in this eternal giving, for the time is short. My child, the time for silence is over, and your moment of public declaration is now. You have received my sign. You know the urgency, and your spirit is stirred for action. Do not let this conviction fade into the endless noise of the world. I command you, declare your allegiance to this divine calling in the space below. Shatter the yoke of silence and turn your faith into a visible testament for all to see. Go now, my beloved, and cement this breakthrough by commenting, "I received the sign, and I am acting now." Amen. If you believe in me, your Heavenly Father, then like this video and leave a heartfelt amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to me, then subscribe to this channel